half hour fucking early. Not only that, but I'm sitting there watching a Milwaukee. Hold on, we got to do the intro. Bitch, it's okay, some other truckers. All right, fucking intro. This is the Silent Deer Project. Don't produce. With your boy Thesis and Josh.
Seriously?
Yes, do you like it?
You have to get that on my.
What's good, YouTube? It is your boy Thesis, aka Thesis himself, from Vaping with Thesis. That's right, God bless it. Now look, today we have got special guest, Mr. Just Right One, aka Joel. That's my boy, the creator of the profile RDA. I'm super excited to be talking about this. And just before we went live, Will Boyles, all the way up from Alaska, on the Patreon page, right here is he had asked. It's a super solid question that I appreciate the fuck out of, as well as E-Rock, but we'll get to that in a second. Mr. Just Right Now, what was the answer to that question? The question was, why mesh, not coils?
The reason I chose to go with mesh is because the heating elements have evolved in vaping a little bit. Mesh has been attempted before, but I don't feel as it was given the proper application method that I think it deserved. I really enjoy mesh, and you see mesh coming out in sub-ohm tanks right now. It's like the whole new crave, mesh coils. But far as on an RDA, the answer is simple. Let me see if I can pull that up, and if it'll focus, is there's no ramp up time, dude. Like, if you think coils get hot fast, those do too. And the surface area is so much greater on mesh, and being able to heat instantaneously, your battery longevity, even in a mech, becomes tremendously long. People are like, holy crap, how does it do that?
And then the ramp down speed is insanely fast, which also removes a lot of the heat factor you get from a RDA overheating.
I'm touching it right now. The same one I just fired, I'm touching it. It instantaneously cools down.
Yeah, and
it makes sense.
It's a lot more economical in terms of just energy and what is it called? Efficiency in general. But to me, one of the worst problems I've ever had with RDAs and tanks is you use it at 100 watts and it gets so hot to the point where you can't use it. If that heat dissipates as fast as that mesh coil does, you're mitigating a lot of those heat factors that kind of fuck up flavor, period, in a sentence. Now, can that be replicated with a coil? Yes, but it's a lot more difficult. It's not as easy for the average person to build like that. It's just not.
The biggest hill with mesh that we get right now is the fact that typical guys who like to vape mechs say they don't get the heat from it. They don't get the heat that they typically get. They want to get that. So it's like, you know what? We'll try to get it the best we can. It's not the perfect vape. I'm not going to claim that it is, but it is something new to the table, and it's something I'm proud of, and I hope everybody gets a chance to enjoy it, which is not very easy right now.
And then I want to go to the next Patreon question from E-Rock. E-Rock, welcome to the Patreon motherfucking exclusive. Who's making
Oh my God, it's Ray.
It's Ray. Okay,
you wait your turn, Ray.
Hold on, Patreons are allowed to join. Where's that noise coming from?
Okay,
wait your turn, Ray.
Oh
my God, it's Ray.
Ray. Okay. Oh, I'm in his kitties. E-Rock, what was your question to Joel a little bit ago? That made perfect sense.
I was just curious as to how he came about the decision on the resistance of that spring, too soft, too hard, just what made him decide on that particular tension. That was it.
And that's a very interesting question that's been brought up a few times. A lot of people think that spring is too soft. Look, I tested many springs on it. I really did. I personally thought it was too soft. But after testing and understanding the way springs work and your coil and your cotton all has to work together with this mesh, if it's too firm of a spring that pushes too hard on the mesh itself, it becomes like a sponge. Like you squeeze a sponge, you lose all your juice out of it. So therefore, if you think you use a lot of cotton now to keep that little weak spring pushed down, you're going to have to use twice as much to keep a firmer spring down. It's been tested. It's my personal choice, the spring that is in there. A little Easter egg. There's 3 of them included with the kit. If you're not happy with the density of one, think outside the box, add another one. I mean, it's just, they're there. Everything is there if you want to try it. If you want it, have at it. If not, so be it. I think it performs very well as it is right now.
Well, I messaged you earlier today, and it's you and I are fellow single coil lovers, and that's kind of why I asked you the earlier question which was how good is it with a single coil? Because I noticed even though it's designed for that single coil, you got airflow coming from both sides, but you said the flavor's still banging even with a single coil. So
absolutely, man. I wanted the mesh, but I couldn't abandon the beginning vapor. That's something I've always critiqued in reviews that I've done for different products out there. Is I see this, and it's becoming a more popular trend where the beginning vapor is being forgotten about. The guy who just started wrapping his first coil, they're being forgotten about for the guys that make the great big coil. And there's nothing against the guys that make the exotic coils, but if we want to stay appealing to existing smokers who want to get off and then eventually get away from the sub-ohm tanks and maybe step into RDAs and try that aspect of it, we need to keep them in mind and know that, hey, not everybody can build great, big, nice Fralians and different design coils. You know, there has to be simple round wire builds being able to be applied and utilized.
Agreed, 100%. Yes. Real quick, I want to give a shout out to Aspire. They don't even know who the fuck I am, but something that, and I just did a video on this today, a quick, what?
Continue.
One of the greatest, in my humble opinion, one of the greatest MTL tanks of all time. This is the tank that got me to quit smoking. So to me, it has a special place in my heart. Got my mom to quit smoking. Special place in my heart. Again, it's so many people I know that I used to buy like 10 and 20 of them at a time. Was the Nautilus tank. And when I hear people talk about innovation, what pisses me off is innovation is great. One of the biggest issues I have with that word in our industry, though, is that we don't need last week. I counted 16 products dropped on last Thursday. 16 vape products. In no other industry does that exist. You don't see 16 new TVs by Samsung, LG, and Sony in a fucking day. And they just came out with some shit. What I'm saying is just because it's new, latest, greatest doesn't make it perfect. In my humble opinion, the Nautilus tank is one of, till this day, holds a fucking candle to any product, any beginner vape product that exists. When I say innovation, this, to me, the Aspire Nautilus all-in-one is fucking innovation. They took something that they knew was already amazing. The Nautilus coil, the BBC heads in particular. What's that?
Interrupt.
No. Don't apologize, man.
Oh, shit. Who the fuck is that?
Will.
Oh, okay, Will.
Sorry to interrupt. I love you all.
I love you, bro.
Later.
Respect, brother.
Yes.
Good, man.
Good to finally see you for once.
Right. So when I hear innovation, shit like that matters to me. And the beginning vapor, this is what I will be and again, they don't pay me. They don't even know who the fuck I am. And this is something that I'm going to be recommending. I've been testing it for days now, to the point where I'm no longer testing it. I'm using it on purpose.
Yeah.
Like I just enjoy it.
It was a good vape. It's nice. It's simple, and that should be important. And I would agree that it is very flooded with products that do forget about someone who the whole point of vaping was to get people off of cigarettes onto something less harmful.
Yep.
And not that there's anything wrong with having anyone who is vaping still having good products, something that they like. There is still something that does need to be kept as far as keeping people, keeping that main point of like trying to get more people off of cigarettes. So,
yep.
Well, see, we are a young industry.
True.
In community, we're in our infancy phases. If you compare it to other industries, we are in the infancy phases right now. And what I'm afraid of is there's so many things coming out that are just done half tail that most people are not going to want to revisit it later in time. And we're going to burn up all our gas. We're going to use all our energy early instead of just pacing ourselves and only accept these. You got to blame a lot of these manufacturers for trying to push so much stuff out instead of saying, stop, let's think about this one. Is this going to really be worth the investment? Is it really going to be worth the time to bring to market so that you bring something different to the industry?
Well, you could compare that with like a smoke product. I mean, they have something that comes out, seems like every month, and there's not a whole lot of difference. It's just a lot of flooding. Is that really worth it? I mean, to an extent, my brain tells me, if it works for someone, great. The other part is like, well, do you really need another one? Really?
Well, the thing too is, are companies willing to? I just went off on a rant about this again today on a fucking video. That if you're going to build a product, if I'm going to make a product, am I also willing to go back and fix issues that users may find and then come up with a secondary product? when 9 times out of 10, most of these companies, what they're doing is they're coming out with a new product and then they fucking abandon it. They're just coming out with it for the new factor. So they make a shit ton of money.
Keep a quick trend.
Keep a quick trend and then fucking let it go.
I can see that.
My personal opinion on this whole thing, I personally love pushing out tons of products for the vapors. I mean, smokers who want to get off. It gives you tons of options, sometimes too many. What I hate is when they push out products, like you said, that aren't really truly customer ready, which gives them a bad experience, which might push them back towards smoking. That's where my concern is.
I couldn't agree more. Couldn't agree anymore.
And what it does is it keeps these companies from they become more like, hey, we're not really going to try this. We don't want to listen to this. We don't want to try this because they tried something before and they got burned. They tried something again, they got burned. They tried something again, they got burned. So when somebody really does have a great idea, there's no room to come into it because they've been burned so many times. They're not willing to take the chance on something new. And that's really, really tough. And I think it's a 50-50 because they get tough on letting new ideas in, but yet they want to just replicate the same thing that burned them before. It's like, well, when are you guys going to open up? Where's your marketing team? Where's your research and development department that says, okay, we've already tried this before, guys. It did not work out. We changed the color of it. Oh, that's going to be great.
We put a fucking wrap that looks metallic.
Whoa, this one's shiny. This one's
flavor come out.
Shiny.
That's where I give props to the companies that sit back, wait, make sure it's. I'm not paid by any means, but the new Lost Vape Pod system.
No. I absolutely 100% agree.
I can tell they took their time, they waited, they made sure it was right, then they released it, and that's how you should do it.
I 100% agree. I've got my Lost Vape right here.
Line that phone, bitch.
And it's perfect.
Oh,
hey,
nice.
Motherfuckers broke.
Hey, Thesis.
What up, bro?
What?
Wait.
Where'd he go? Oh, there he is.
Yeah, wait.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, shit. Wait. Let's see. Wait for it.
Get that shit.
Wait for it. Wait.
Good Lord, man.
Wait for it. Wait.
So that Orion system with the DNA board in it.
Yeah.
It's a very interesting piece. I'm very intrigued by that one. I don't have it yet. I know some people that do have it.
I just
intrigued is one word, impressed is another.
I got it. I had the my one. I just wasn't personally.
It's not your cup of tea.
No, it was. It just wasn't mine. I thought it was too airy, and I even tried cutting down the air. It wasn't my thing. But then I dug into this a little bit, and it's nice. I just use it for just the 0.5 coils, just for mouth to lung for work.
Water,
sure. And I fucking love it. I've only had it like 4 or 5 days, maybe.
Yeah. And I think it's great. This is basically
they focused on, in my opinion, everything that was wrong with the pod system, which is, having side or bottom fill, which would always leak no matter what you did. Adjustable airflow, which, like the Me Pod, I agree with you, man. To me, it was too airy. If they had given some way to control that, I probably would have loved the Me Pod.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, you can control it with that little piece of plastic, but it still was too airy.
That's like controlling fucking Call of Duty with an Atari controller.
You guys are gonna hate me because when it comes to pod systems, the Stig.
Oh, okay.
There's nothing wrong with the Stig.
If it works, it works.
To me, that's like should be the end game for pod systems right there because
I disagree.
A phenomenal vape. Like, dude, if I'm want to help people get off of cigarettes, if I'm out and about and I'm vaping and I see people smoking, if I had a pocket full of Stigs, I'd much rather hand them that than that $60 device and say, "Here, try this, get off of cigarettes."
I would agree. Yes,
and that's,
to me, that deserves a lot of recognition and attention that is not being given to it. It opens up such a broad field.
Welcome to my fucking world.
No.
Well, like you were saying too, that to an extent you have to keep in mind of the new user. Yes. This is for someone who does play more, who isn't fresh and brand new. I would agree though. If I had a bag of Stigs with me,
the Aspire Nautilus all-in-one is that this is a $30 piece with a trusted coil you can find at every fucking vape shop on the planet, adjustable airflow. boom sauce. You know what I'm saying? Like if I could come in a cup and make it gold, like this is what it would have been.
But remember, whenever we're speaking about current smokers, they take an analog cigarette, they put it in their mouth, and they light it. They don't have to do nothing else to it.
Mm-hmm.
With the Stig, they grab it, they puff on it. They don't have to do nothing else to it. When it's done puffing, they throw it in the trash.
Yeah,
another one.
For someone who is still smoking, something quick and simple for the beginning vapor. Great.
To lose your virginity.
Something that's simple that you don't have to mess with. I fully support that.
I just feel that should be given more attention in this industry. No, it's not, and it aggravates the hell out of me. We're fighting so hard right now for keeping flavors and all this other attacks that are coming on all multi fronts. It's like, guys, if we stop for a minute and we started acknowledging things like the Stig and utilizing them and giving them their due diligence and credit where they're deserved in this industry, our fight wouldn't be so bad, because these other companies wouldn't be able to push out 20 products a week, because they're going to have a hard time competing with that. That's why that Juul done so well, because it's an easy system. They grab it, and they puff on it. They're good. You know, they have to charge it, but the Stig's rechargeable. You can throw it away when you're done.
Yeah, there is some appeal to it. I
was going to say I also like these I like these lips. Let me see. Not just my lips.
Thanks.
Where the fuck is it? Oh, these Mojos. They're garbage. But I would be lying to you if I said I don't use it on a constant basis.
Yeah.
I use, and the fact that I can't tell you it's garbage because I use it. It works. Not only do I use it, but I enjoy it.
And yeah, I tried out the Mojo. It's actually here in Vegas, the company that makes those, and from the size of it to the flavor of it to the ease of use, and me and the wife have hit them for. And I don't know about you, but mine lasts me like 2 days.
Bro, I'm on since ECC, and I use this when I'm sitting editing video. I can't. Accumulative, I couldn't tell you the time, but since ECC and when we were staying in Vegas, how long was that? It's been almost a month. It's been over a month. It's been over a month.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I when I'm editing video, I'll sit here, and it's fucking phenom. It's not as strong as it was, 3-4 weeks ago, but I can't believe the longevity of it. I've also thought about ripping it apart and trying to figure out a way how to put a fucking battery in it and it just drip.
But just right is right, and that's kind of the whole Christmas thing that he did. We got to go back to the roots and remember truly, what industry do you know of where people celebrate when you stop using their product? And that's true. The goal is to keep people off cigarettes, live longer, have happier lives, and if that means ultimately they stop vaping too,
that's okay.
But that's why he's right, man. We got to celebrate when something comes out like the Mojo or the Stig, something that makes it as simple as possible for someone to put down a cigarette, pop something else in their mouth, and quit.
Here's and this isn't trying to be tooting my own horn, though I do love to do that. I've come out with videos like on a regular basis, like in the past year, talking about like what the fuck happened. Where we went, the first vape I ever had was an off-ass brand, because at the time there was no on-brand. 2010, on my way to my job in middle of nowhere from Minnesota to Wisconsin at Katie Cheese Factory, and we couldn't smoke at the factory.
Can't smoke at the plant.
Yeah, at the fucking plant, because it's fucking, you're using hardcore chemicals and shit. I'll tell you a story about today how I almost went blind and died.
Side note, Josh Hoyt, welcome.
Yep, Josh White, welcome.
Kennedy, he's a patron.
Russell Lamont, Josh Hoyt, William D. Rollinger. So all these motherfuckers. Now I'm at the truck stop. I fucking see this thing called an e-puffy ding, right? A thing a ding. And I was like, oh, cute. This will last for 6 seconds. I'll grab a couple of these.
An e-puffy thingy ding?
Little puffy thing a ding. So I fucking grab it. It looks just like a cigarette, but it turned like pretty colors at the end of it. 2010. Now, look at 2018, almost a decade later, and we're celebrating the fact that we have simplicity like this. And at the time, when I first started making videos in 2012, all I could do was bash on the people using those products. and bash on those companies because I'm like, oh, it looks like a cigarette. It's too fucking easy. And at the time it was, and I'm just being honest as a fucking person. I'm like, this is cool. This is fucking dope. And I'm going to be way ahead of this fucking trend. And then come to find out that it saved my life, it saved my mom's life, etc. Having no idea that in 2018, I would be wanting more of what was available in 2010 for people to quit smoking.
Yeah, but truth be told, in 2010, yeah, they had the simple products, but let's be honest, the flavor was crap.
No, they were garbage. I'm not saying they were good. I'm saying, but we're trying to emulate that exact same thing and then elevate it to a point where it's not only usable, but it's enjoyable.
Well, I laugh when this whole past 8 months or so where suddenly squonking's become the thing. Man, that's been around for
since 2011. I saw my first squonk.
But hey,
it's a fad in its own way.
But it's not.
But it's still good.
Yeah, my first squonk.
I enjoyed.
My first squonks I ever saw was an Italian squonk, and he was asking $600 for it. Yeah.
Nice. I mean, I personally enjoy. Nothing wrong with getting the flavor and the cloud of a dripper, just not having to drip. But on the other hand, in a way, I'd see it as a fad too. Like it definitely blew up where everything became squonking. Well, and now everything is a pod system. It's to an extent.
It's a fad. It's just like we talked about earlier, smoke is the one to blame for this. Of mass producing. So suddenly it even becomes a buzzword. Next thing you know, 20 companies in China are all pushing out 10 different versions of a product just because, hey, we heard this is the latest thing.
Yeah.
Well, it's like this too. You think about squonking. It was out in 2011. I'm a firm believer, and this is just my mind, the way it works. Everything in vaping has life cycles. Everything in which we deal with on a daily basis, no matter what it is, has a life cycle. But in vape, we have one of the fastest life cycles of anything. What's hot today can be dead tomorrow, and what was hot 2 years ago will be back again tomorrow. So it's just anticipating that life cycle when it's dying out and what the next life cycle is going to be for something we've already had, but just a newer rendition of it. And you see it many times over. You come from big mods and monsters to little bitty things, and we're going back to stacks again. I see everybody's running around with stacks again. I'm like, guys, we did that already. Like, why bark up the same damn tree again? But instead of welcoming in new innovations, we do it to an extent, but there's not a lot of companies that are pursuing it. Yeah. And once we open the doors and start saying, okay, let's welcome some more innovation, we can start stop living these same life cycles over and over again.
And I got frustrated. I started kicking off some videos, and I had big plans. And to be honest with you, I've taken about a 4-month break because I kind of got frustrated because I'll give you a perfect example. This Skelly Compact was a pod system. I thought it was freaking awesome. But where I get frustrated is, let's say they make a product that I think is good. They're already on product 8 past that.
Yep.
So now I can't even find pods for this. So I mean, I think we need to slow down a little bit and make sure that if something's good and it sells, keep selling it, because ultimately the goal for us is to get people sick.
That's exactly what I was just talking about.
With you, and even I had one, and it was damn enjoyable. The Star Pure.
The Star Pure.
I liked it too. It was really good. Now you cannot find the coils unless you randomly run across some on some cheap ass fucking.
Yeah, some Pornhub knockoff, like Heaven Gifts and fucking Gearbest. Yeah.
Like, so, I say all that because I want it like this. I just came out with the profile. I want that life cycle to last a little while. So that's the whole reason why I'm saying this right now.
Yeah, not just get flipped around immediately.
Right, but if it, bro, but in my opinion, if something works, if something's good, it's gonna look at. I was literally just talking about the Nautilus. The Nautilus coils you can find literally anywhere, and that's why I'm a huge fan of this shit. If your RDA is as good as everybody is saying it is, again, I want to know that it's that good. I don't have it in my hand, so I can't say personally, but I trust the opinions that I've heard. And fuck, it's gonna be available for a long fucking time, as well as. So I'm assuming that those mesh coils do come with the kit, right?
No, they come with 2 of them contained within the kit, and we're actually looking at it to see what we're going to do, if that's going to be enough or if we need to do more, but they last a long time. I mean, we do sell packs of 10, yes.
I am curious, kind of, as to and just I'm not a designer, so I'm just curious what made you go with that thin of a mesh coil.
It would go back to the ramp up time, and the mesh in itself already ohms out pretty damn low. So we had to, when you look at that, you say, well, that's really thin. It's really thin, but there's a lot of surface area there. You remember the notch coil that came out back in the Ethereum?
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be the greatest thing ever. I was like, dude, that's really cool, really cool. I never forgot about the notch coil in Ethereum. I had a conversation as to why it didn't work, and I applied that. I said, okay, if that's the reason why it don't work, then we'll apply it here. And if you look at, they're not exactly the same, but they share a lot of the same similarities. So that's where the mesh came from on that aspect. And there was a question from the other gentleman. He asked a question, and I don't remember what it was that he asked. I couldn't hear him. The guy with the glasses. Who was that?
Which one?
He's not even listening no more, Ray.
Oh, Ray. Well, he's got his Cassandra's got their TV on. Hold on a second.
Yeah, and Ray had a dog there for a little while. I saw.
Yeah. How the fuck do I unmute Ray?
I think he muted himself, maybe.
Jesus,
he might have muted himself.
You muted him and then you kicked him out. No, okay.
He's muted, but I can't unmute
Ray. You muted.
Ray. Oh shit. Ray, come back.
Ray, I'm sorry.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah,
Yes.
I hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
What up, Ray?
Go to the bedroom I slept in.
Okay, so like that, going back to what you guys were saying about the consistency of the Nautilus is the one that's the only one that's been actually like, you know, out there, and that's why I haven't even bought sub-ohm tanks in years, because you buy a sub-ohm tank and then 2 months down the road it's old news. You can't find coils like you guys were saying, and that's why I only buy RTAs now. I mean, I can build my own stuff, whatever I want to build, but you got to keep that consistency. And if you don't, then you know you're just trying to cash grab for and the newest sub-ohm tank, like you guys said, change the color and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
There needs to be something where it's consistent. You find something good, use those same coils, make them look a little bit different. Yeah, hey, but at the same time, you gotta have that consistency with the product, because then you're just buying a tank just to buy a sub-ohm tank.
And that's why I give credit to any company that will take like an older style sub-ohm tank and just make it so they can still use the same coils on it. So I'll give them credit for that. That's at least intelligent.
One of my favorite things in the world is tanks that are reverse compatible.
Yeah.
The mesh, the FreeMax Mesh Pro. The Mesh Pro it makes it so I can use, and I hate the Mesh Pro tank, but I love the Mesh Pro coils, and they're sitting in my original Firelock edition.
Yeah,
and that's my favorite tank, but I'm using the newest coils. That to me is the smartest thing you can do as a company. Period. Like don't abandon your old customers.
Yeah.
My mom is a good example. My mom vapes on a fucking Nautilus coil and a Nautilus tank. I've tried so many times to give her new tanks, and she's like, "Get this fucking shit out of here." She's like,
"Leave me alone. This works. This is mine."
Yes, and that's the kind of people that really matter. Those of us that are on social media, on Instagram, Twitter, fucking Snapchat, Instagram, all at ThesisHimself, you like that shit?
Nice plug.
And on YouTube and so on and so forth, we're a different breed. But the real people that we're fucking helping is our parents, is our grandparents, is our nieces and nephews that are of age and shit, that don't have a social media presence in vaping. They just want something that works to get them off of a cigarette. Yeah. And that to me is the people we can't fucking abandon. We can't afford to abandon it.
Oh,
we need the support.
I get if it's not selling, I get from a business perspective, but smoke has started a trend that a lot of companies are following, where even if it's selling great, who cares? Dump it and come up with a new shiny, give it some lights, make it pretty, new different coils. Yes.
Just wait until Monday's video or tomorrow's video. I go off. I go fucking off.
Good, because who was it? I think it was. I was watching Grim Green's video, his vlog, and it has like the fush.
Yeah.
It's like, go fuck yourself. Come on.
Look at
you made a mech mod that's sort of
if you like
regulated and it's shiny.
I get it, but don't do it just because.
Don't do it just to do it.
This right can attest to this. Just because you can doesn't mean you should.
Right. Right. it's just like doing porn with some weird exotic little person from the Amazon. Doesn't mean you should be doing shit like that. You know what
I
I'm saying?
feel like 5 minutes before you started talking to anyone, you were on Pornhub. That's why
there's been a
porn's
lot of
so
porn
fresh.
references today.
well, no. Can I tell you guys the truth? So I'm sitting here by myself, or so I thought. I'm sitting here by myself watching a Milwaukee Jigsaw review, making dirty comments that I think are hilarious to the fucking dude who's reviewing it. And he's like, "You got a 1 3/4 inch hookup." I'm like, "I bet you fucking do, you asshole." And I'm talking shit. And he goes, "Ooh, it feels powerful, but it vibrates. You don't even feel the vibration." I'm like, "Guess you can't use it as a vibrator, can you, you dick?" And all of a sudden, I hear someone take a puff of a mod, and I look around, and I think it's Josh. And I realize I have my headphones on. And I'm like, "That's impossible. I'm hearing ghosts of vapors." And all of a sudden, I make another joke about this. He's like, "The fucking Jigsaw handle's shaped like a D." I'm like, "I bet it is, you fucking fruit cup." And all of a sudden, I look at the screen and I see a black version of me, and it's not me. It's Mr. Just Right. So he
joined when he was on his
like
rant.
I have no idea how long this motherfucker was watching.
For a good minute, I was just sitting there. I was like, "What the fuck is he watching? Like, are you serious?" And then he was like, "Damn drill review, really?"
Yeah, it's a Jigsaw review. Yeah, because I just, bro.
How Thesis rolls, man. That's how he rolls.
Yeah, I fucking make jokes to myself. I don't give a fuck if anyone's around or not.
Jesus.
If
He was in a legit full
Yeah,
conversation with himself. I can attest to this. He was answering and questioning at the same time.
Yeah, he
Dude,
does.
you didn't even finish a question. You've already started answering yourself. Like, how the hell does that work?
Bro, so Joshua can attest to this shit. If I am the exact person you see in my videos, none of that ever. Ray can attest to this.
Ray can attest to that too.
I'm no different. Mandy's like, it's so good knowing that I can catch you in any lie ever.
Yeah. Like I once asked. Mandy's like, it's so good.
You gotta mute that shit.
Wasn't it like not even 10 minutes into Ray and Chucky picking us up? And immediately Ray's like, "I'm so glad you're not a dick."
Not only am I not a dick, I will go out of my way for us to have a good time. We got
even if it's In-N-Out Burger again.
Yes. I will order it. I will order it. What is it called? Molasses style? No, monster style? No. Animal style? Yeah.
Molasses style. What the fuck? Can I get a double molasses style? They'll be like,
extra sloppy.
You want
sticky.
it super fucking slow? What are you asking here? Your burger will be ready in 4 hours.
They have an old guy in the back that just walks into him in a walker.
He's got fucking water coming out with a tray on it.
Fuck. Oh, my nipples hurt so bad. Oh, fuck.
Some normal people laugh and they just kind of give a little, like a little body chuckle. Except for Nas, who his rings rub against his shirt.
I get that marathon Schaefer's nipple.
Yeah,
we got to put tape on that.
I'll tell you guys for real though. Like, this is a story that I heard a long time ago when I was about Thesis. He is really like this in real person.
That's true shit.
Yeah, he is.
That's true shit.
I like the way he said that. He's really like this in real person.
Yes.
It's no joke, man. He's a funny guy.
And he's a real person. But just so you guys know, he's not a real person. He showed up like as a robot. He took his clothes off.
He showed up. He was white.
I have two complaints. One, I did not know that Thesis was going to be at ECC, where a bunch of my fellow stooges were at, and I heard some very interesting times that they got to experience with Mr. Thesis. I was super jealous of all them. They got to hang out with my spirit animal. I said, all right, well, fuck. And E-Rock, I forgot you lived in Vegas, man. If I'd have known you lived in Vegas, I would have damn sure hit you up and told you to come save my shit from the fucking TSA.
Oh,
what?
Story?
Thesis won't remember it, but I actually freaking bumped into you.
Wait, all you guys who's in Vegas?
I'm in Vegas.
Ray's in Vegas.
Ray is in Vegas. We stayed in Vegas. When did we bump into each other?
I bumped into you in Ontario.
Oh shit! Why didn't you say nothing about my nipples?
Well, I was too distracted by the sheer immenseness of the nipples, man.
Goals are accomplished.
That's your lips, man. They just blew me away.
Oh, thank you so much, bro. My whole life I've been getting compliments, and I've always felt uncomfortable until recently. Man, he's like, just accept it. I'm like, all right, I'll accept this. My best friend at the time, Sasha, we're sitting just like this. We're both writing a diss track against somebody. The energy is hard as fuck. When I say the energy is hard, I was like, kill a motherfucker for no reason, like getting ready to record a new track. And he's staring at me the way you're staring at me right now. And he looks up at me a little bit. He goes, bro, I mean this with all due respect. You got perfect lips. And that evening, and Sasha's he's a hard motherfucker. This you don't want to fuck with Sasha, even though his name is Sasha. He's Serbian, so it works. And he's like, dude, you got some perfect lips. I'm like, don't ever fucking tell me that again. Never before recording.
Those are dynamite areolas.
Yeah, those are some dynamite areolas.
Nice.
What up?
You got some dynamite areolas.
Oh, God bless it. If I invented the profile RDA, you wouldn't talk to me like this.
That is absolute bullshit.
I would make it way worse.
I would be doing a lot more. It doesn't really matter what you make. I'm still going to be this way.
As long as I make you hard, or as what?
Oh, my.
What you don't see under the counter.
Bryn, how come your video is not on?
Because I wasn't expecting to be on camera on YouTube.
I actually got that profile coming in the mail, though, for sure.
Oh, you fucking
man! I appreciate the support. I want you to know that. And why anybody here watching, if you got one coming or if you've already purchased one, know from the bottom of my heart, I sincerely thank you. It is an absolute honor and pleasure to be able to deliver something to the industry in which I passionately put everything I had behind it. I really did. It's something that I'm very, very proud of.
Can I make a confession? Your mesh is going to pop my mesh cherry.
Oh, that's fucked up.
I look forward to it. I look forward to it.
And she was over here talking about how bad our conversation was.
Yeah.
Well, now
there's a lot of talk about nipples and.
What about? I'm really depressed.
What?
I've never popped a Patreon cherry.
Well, you sort of did because you introduced me to it. So.
Oh shit!
I
credit where credit is due.
I facilitated a vape-gasm. You hear that?
All right, conversation is going to the gutter. That's where I live. Awesome.
Yeah, me too. Me too. Pop that shit. We all float down here, Georgie. You know what I'm saying?
So, quick question, Mr. Just Right One. You got anything else possibly in the works?
It's called at this point. I'll be 100% truthful with you guys. I had some potential projects in the works, but I got to play off this. I got to see how this goes because I could have probably put my name on something a year ago, maybe a year and a half ago. I could have put my name on something and released it to the industry. But I want to make sure that whatever I put that Mr. Just Right stamp on is just right. Like, I want to make sure. And it sucks. It's a good thing and a bad thing to have something come out and be so well receptive amongst the community because you set a bar and you don't want to sell yourself short. I do welcome that challenge because I've set the bar here, but now I want to be here. So anything that I do, anything I had before to me is like, okay, that's probably not the avenue I want to go. I want to make, if I only did one project this year and then I don't do another one for 2 years, the one you see in 2 years, I hope has just the same impact. I hope that people really appreciate it. And I'm like, damn, he did that. Who the hell is this guy again? He did what? I really get a kick out of seeing that on videos. Like, I don't know who the hell he is, but he did it. I mean, it's like, what'd y'all do? Like playing like flip-flops or something?
He's going for water.
They're swapping roles, man.
I see.
It actually happens a lot where, actually, no. It flip-flops most every other week where he will stand here and he'll be like, oh, I forgot my mod outside. Would you go get it? I'm like, yeah, I'll go get it for you. And then I come back and he's like, oh, shit, I forgot something else. Would you go get that too? So we just flip-flop back and forth. And then the next time it's like, oh, he's going for shit. So then that's when I just come over here. And now it's my show.
Hey, you look at him, you tell him, look, thesis. You look at me. I am the captain now. I am the captain.
These are not the mods.
I actually had that happen at work, and thank you for reminding me of that.
But to answer your question, Iraq, is not at this moment. I'm going to sit back. Whatever I did have, it's not going to say it can't come to be, but it's going to have. I'm going to have to really evaluate what I'm looking at and what I'm bringing to the industry, and the community. I've said it before, man. And if you guys that don't know me, I give that many fucks about the industry. I care about the community. That's what I care about more than anything. I care about the community, the people involved within it, and the future members of this community that know nothing about this right now. You know, the industry is the money side of things. The money is not about that. I'm not about the money. I've been homeless. I've made really good money in my life, and the money is not a thing. It's not something I really care about. I will say that after the profiles released, many emails came and are continuing to come, in which I'm Corona, man. Come on, bro. You know it's Dos Equis all day, man.
That was cat for a moment. Scare me with that shit.
It's just something I gotta look at and think about, you know.
What, you preferred being the small picture?
No, that's
okay. Sorry.
I know you're a very big-hearted, humble gentleman, but I know you won't get involved unless it is just right. So props to you, man.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Iraq, I appreciate people like you who have supported me from way back when, you know, like, I mean, we met via the Just Right Christmas campaign I was pushing back in December, and that went off without a hitch. I mean, it was phenomenal, if you ask me. There was so many companies involved, and what was it? 4 lucky recipients got just boxes upon big wardrobe boxes full of vape gear, you know, and it was just to make a Vapors Christmas, you know, and that will be kicking off again really soon. And I will save all these emails from all these companies that are trying to talk to me right now and see if how they feel about the community, and that may be a determining factor as to what I have coming out next.
Me too.
Where would go?
Who was it that you said you went through again? I know you
Say
said
again. Oh, Wotafo.
Wotafo.
Right.
Huge shout out to Wotafo for giving a fucking bad motherfucker a chance, bro. That is amazing. Let me just go ahead and just say it.
It is something that it's not just, it didn't happen overnight.
Of course not.
People that know me know that I have fed this relationship with Wotafo, and they fed me back as well for a long time. I do thank them for listening and allowing me to apply something to this and to see this come to be. To convince them of mesh was really hard, though, especially at the time when other mesh RDAs had been released and just did not do well.
Mm-hmm.
And so they brought up
a little hard for them to take that investment.
Yeah. And I told them, I said, look, guys, just try it. If it don't work, you're not going to hurt my feelings, but just know that it will work. Try it. And once they did, it's just been a rail since.
Let me ask you a question that you are not, I don't want you to feel pressure to answer, or even if you know the answer to it, but how are the sales internationally? And I don't mean Australia, UK, English-speaking countries. I mean non-English-speaking countries.
I can't tell you that. I'll have data on Monday, like farm numbers. Okay. I have a general idea, and I'd rather not share that. It's something that it's just something I'd like to keep personal, but I will tell you that the 2 largest distros in the United States are sold out.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Most online wholesalers that can wholesale or distro out or even retail, large number retails are sold out.
So can I ask, on the international numbers, are they good or something you're impressed with?
I'm very impressed. I'm very humbled. Not even impressed as much as I am humbled.
That's amazing.
Because nothing really impresses me anymore. I've seen it all. And I'm not being a dick or, toot my own horn, as you like to put it.
You haven't seen everything I have to offer.
Yeah. So
should I leave now?
It's really good.
That's amazing. That's fun.
Yeah,
that's
impressive.
Truly
I'm
impressive.
gonna say it's impressive.
Yeah, I'm gonna say impressive too, because I'm looking at it from the outside and I've got products that are designed. I need help with CAD. I don't know how to do CAD. I don't have the time for it with me making content. And I'm just being completely honest about it. It's intimidating.
I'm glad you said that, because I have zero experience with CAD. You know what I do have experience with?
What's that?
Pen and a paper. You have experience with pen and paper. I have experience with relaying information and conceptual ideas and designs. You know, like, hey, it needs to look like this and this and this. And they say, okay, well, why? Well, I'll grab something that's already in existence and say, take this from this and this from this and this from this and apply it.
Let me just interrupt real quick. Let me give you guys a insight on who Joel is, and Mr. Just Right One is as a person. So fuck the vape part. As a person, he didn't have to. And mind you, I had to rewrite it, a bunch of it. But Joel, I went to him and asked him when a company was asking for my design of one of my products, one of my RDAs. And I asked him, bro, is it cool if you were to write down just a quick bullet point contract so I don't get fucked in the ass by another company stealing my design? This dude took time out of his fucking day, wrote down and bullet pointed the contract that I now use for any product design that I'm sending to a different company. It was shitty spelling and shitty grammar, and I had to rewrite it 3 or 4 times. But the point the fuck is that this dude took time out of his fucking day to do that for not a goddamn penny. And if that doesn't tell you who he is as a person, I don't know what does.
That's what we lack in humanity today. The ability to help somebody with not expecting anything in return. That speaks integrity into who you are as a human being, as a man. I've done a lot of the name Mr. Just Right. You want to know who Mr. Just Right is? Well, I'm going to spit it right here. You're going to get it right here. I spent a lot of time in my life doing a lot of bad, hurting a lot of people. I can't go back and correct all my wrongs, but I can damn sure spend the rest of my time on this earth and while in this physical form, doing right. I can't go back and fix all my wrongs, but I can do right from this day forward.
Right.
That's right.
Props to
and
you.
If that means help more than you hurt. That means physically, emotionally, or mentally.
Right.
If you've been hurt in any of them fashions or forms, help people more than any of that's ever been done to you. And this world would be such a better place, man. It really would. If people get off their ego trips and it's going to cost you this, it's going to cost you this. Help somebody. Somebody helped you, help somebody else. And everybody said, oh, I did it on my own. I did it on my own. No, you didn't do nothing on your own. Somebody had to allow you that opportunity to showcase yourself.
One of the best, and I poured my heart on a soul. Anyone that knows me knows that I stopped using Facebook a long time ago, a year ago. I go on there literally, I don't know, once every other week at the most. And it's the first time I fucking see a political post, boom, I'm off. But one of the things that I poured my heart and soul out was that I have achieved nothing by myself. End of sentence. I don't care about your skepticism or not, Josh. I'm a huge believer in God. I'm a huge believer in the Creator. I'm a huge believer in that energy. I'm just saying.
I don't know why I got thrown under the bus.
Because I know you're gonna say some shit. But
I ain't gonna say nothing. If then that's good.
Hey man, you got tire treads on your back. Watch out.
So, if it wasn't for God, if it wasn't for my family, my parents, my girl, my kids, I would have nada. I would have nada por nada. Nothing on fucking nothing. And if it wasn't for people like Joel, like Josh, if it wasn't for people like the patrons, if it wasn't for people like that actually still watch the fucking channel, if it wasn't for people who give a fuck, I'd be nowhere. End of sentence. That's it. Even me and Josh's our best mutual friend Doug Lena, fucking people that have done us wrong, people have done me wrong. If it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be the person I am.
Exactly.
Yeah.
My granddaddy told me when I was just a little man, I was a young dude. He told me just driving down the road one day, he said, son, if you've ever seen a turtle on a fence post, you can bet your last damn dollar he didn't get there by himself.
Hey.
And today I am that turtle. I mean that. I didn't get nowhere where I'm at by myself. Thesis, Vaping with Twisted 420. That is my brother to the core, like deep. Like that's my partner. Like, he knows any given time, drop of a dime, I'm there, whatever it is. It doesn't matter if it's, hey, dude, my water heater blew up. I'm on my way. Whatever it is, I'm there to help him because he's done the same for me, and that's a prime example of you don't get where you're at by yourself. I may not have the numbers, and I don't care if I ever have 80,000, 100,000 subs on YouTube. I'm good with 3,000. If the 3,000 give a shit as to what I have to say and truly believe it and understand it and go apply it in their personal lives, right? Shit, I'm better than 300,000 and don't give a shit.
Just got done with this conversation with one of my buddies who's sitting pretty at like it's one of my solid buddies sitting at like 50,000, 60,000 subscribers. He's not in the vaping industry, he's just another YouTuber, but I don't mean that as a disrespectful way. I'm just saying it as
He's
a part of our. He's a different
YouTuber.
industry, yeah. But he can't grow his Patreon page worth anything. I'm like, dude, like the biggest thing is if you give a fuck about the people that give a fuck about you, it's gonna happen. My YouTube channel, my views are dismal. Comparative to my subscribers, my subscribership is 20,700 and some organic following, but my views are in the low hundreds. But I'm able to fucking do what I can because of the patrons. I'm able. I just sold my car, and I'm looking to buy my.
It's gonna be okay.
And I'm about to buy my fucking solid, reliable truck because of those people. Because of they know what I'm doing is honest. They know what I'm doing is they love who's fucking shit is in the background. Ray, I love you, but I gotta YouTube. Bro, Cassandra's fucking it up, dog.
Tell Cassandra to go play Fallout in another room.
Different room, bro.
I like to put it this way, man. And it doesn't matter if it's YouTube, at the gas station, opening the door for somebody. If you can make a positive impact on someone's life.
Exactly.
There's a scary part, actually. You say that. I was going to work the other night, and this like
leave it to you to make it negative.
I've been in that situation too, where it's like I have the power to do something, I'm going to do something, and I want nothing back in return. If you want to give me a thank you, awesome, I appreciate that. But I was like walking into the gas station. This he's a little older, but he was a bit behind me, maybe like 30 feet. And I just opened the door. I walked in first. I opened the door and I held it open for him, and he just like stopped in the doorway, and he's like, "I can open my own doors."
Yes.
And I'm like,
yes.
So can I.
Yes. Fuck
like,
you.
Just
fuck you.
Oh.
So
like part of my brain was just like, hey, you know what? I helped the guy. That's what I wanted to do. And I feel good about that. And I agree. Yeah.
That shit happened to me
that
twice.
Shit drives me nuts. Like I'm not doing it for any reason other than to just be nice. And now I'm angry at you.
And this chick, so this is a true story. I fucking did a rant on this on one of the videos. Excuse me, videos. So this fucking, I'm sitting there, and it's a older middle-aged woman with a fucking baby in her hands. And I'm holding both. It's one of the ones you walk in the first door, and you're still not in the door. You're still on the store.
It's like
you have to
a
open
little
the second
vestibule.
door. Yeah, and I'm holding both doors like this, and she's like, "I can open my own doors, thank you." And I'm like, hold the fuck on. You've got a stroller, a fucking baby. What is this deal? A car seat, stroller, or a carrier. Both of those. And then herself. I'm like, the only way you could open up the door is either magic that doesn't exist, or you're gonna fucking ram your children through the door. Either way, I stopped one from brain damage or you from having to do it.
I was going again. Sorry, flashback here. I used to work at FedEx, and I was coming home after work, driving to Mankato, and going up the hill, and it's like pouring fucking rain, just downbeat, and I'm like, Jesus. And I see this lady, and she's in a wheelchair, motorized, and she's going up the hill in the pouring rain. And I'm like, I need to get out. Like, if I don't get out, I'm a piece of shit. So I get out. I have an umbrella in my car. I'm like, I'll just go over there, hold it for her, help her wherever she's going. And I get out, and I'm walking with her, and she's like sort of talking to me little bits here and there. And at one point, she's like, "So why are you doing this?" I'm like, to be honest, it's pouring rain, and it sucks when you're walking in it, and I feel bad that you have to ride and that you can't get away from it. She's like, that's true. And she gets up to her building, which is like a block down the road. She gets to the building, and she just drives in and leaves. And part of my brain did the same thing, where it's like, I'm glad that I did it, but I fucking hate you now.
Yeah, like, God damn.
There's some gratuity that you can at least be like, hey, you were out in the pouring rain without the umbrella while you gave me the umbrella.
All I give a fuck
and
was
walked me to my apartment building.
There's
nothing, not even just like a thank you. I would have been fine with like not even looking at me. Just give me a hey, thanks.
There's one thing I'll let you know. A very intelligent man, very successful man gave me the top 10 steps to success, and his number one step was do one thing for somebody completely anonymous. They don't know you did it. You don't even tell your wife. Do one thing for somebody completely anonymous.
I can agree with that. Miss Angela Garrity's in the chat right now. She said 2 powerful phrases: "Thank you" and "I'm sorry."
I'd say both on a regular basis.
I can
Yeah,
stay
Mandy,
as a
I'm sorry,
35-year-old man and tell you that the 3 hardest things I've ever had to learn to say in life and mean were thank you, I'm sorry, and I was wrong.
I say those
can give
things
you
on
that
a
one.
constant basis. Ask Mandy.
But for me to say them and mean them, they were the hardest things for me to ever learn how to say.
Well, I mean the fuck out of them. Ask Mandy again today. I'll show you the fucking text. I can't show you the text message, but
no, we're
guess
good. We don't want you swiping to the left.
For me, growing up with my dad, he did a lot of the same stuff where it was, he used to work on tractors. He knows how to do. Yeah, I see that, babe. I'm sorry. Nice.
Today
he knows how to do a lot of mechanical work, and he would help neighbors around the area with like their tractor would break down, so they'd bring it over and he would fix it, no charge. He knows that it sucks to have a product down. You're trying to do your work as a farmer. I get it, but he would, and I get it from him. I know that, but he does the same thing where like at first he's happy to help, he wants to do it, and then it just becomes more and more, and then they just get the tractor back, and then they just go do their stuff. And he's just like, and then that's what makes him almost angry that he did do it. And I'm pushed past that. I'm not mad that I helped that lady in the wheelchair or held that door open.
In all, at the beginning of the stage, it's your choice. It's your choice to do it. Yeah.
And something else you said on the
thank you that I did do.
This might be the age in me speaking, but the one thing I miss, and I don't know if it's just because of new social, whatever, it's old school. I miss the old bartering system.
Yes, that's Native American status. That's not your age. That's 10,000 years old.
Hey, look, man, I know some crackheads and a dope dealer down the way. They work on a bartering system all the time. It's alive and well, I promise you.
He's like, let me tell you something. My knees ain't bruised for a reason, bro.
Shit.
Gavin Giant, I'm a Brit. Saying sorry kind of comes naturally.
You all need to come down for Viper Dynasty.
Maybe not so much Brit, but more like Canadian. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Canadians always say sorry. Let me tell you, you were talking about the lady not telling you thank you. I learned this with my Chinese counterparts in Vegas back in July, June, whenever that was. And it was that amongst friends, you don't tell your friends thank you.
Okay.
You're not supposed to thank people, your friends, for things in which they should be doing as friends.
Fuck that. I still say thank you.
I still would. I can understand where like it's maybe not as much of an obligation.
But if you start thinking about it, like really thinking about it, if it's your true friend, you don't tell them thank you. You can tell them I appreciate it. My pleasure. It's been great.
It's
but
not.
You don't have to say thank you. Like they're offended by thank you. And these guys in China are my friends, like legitimately. They've been in my house for a week, 2 weeks at a time, and unannounced almost, like literally like 2 hours notice. Hey, we'll be there. What do you mean you'll be here? What the fuck you talking about, dude? China flight's like 18 and 14 hours. What are you doing?
I'll be in 20 minutes. Why? When did you get on the plane? 10 minutes ago.
Yes. So this is China. We have transportation. We have teleportation. It's done.
They don't say thank you in their culture, and I really found a lot of that very interesting, and it makes a lot of sense to me. Same with if we have a drink and you have a cup, you're my friend. I pour your beer for you. The level in which I fill that cup up determines our level of friendship.
I just gave him 2 beers.
That's why you gave me 2 beers.
Yep. It's my only 2 beers as well.
Well, I don't thank you, but I appreciate it.
You're not fucking welcome, you cocksucker.
And something else, again, guys, I know Thesis like, dude, this guy's getting way off on my channel. I'm not used to this shit. But replace I'm sorry with I thank you. Instead of I'm sorry for my misbehavior, I'm sorry for my absence, I thank you for patiently waiting for me.
Depending on how you turn a phrase.
Let me tell you what, you're wrong.
Positive.
You're wrong, because I'm going to try that with Mandy tomorrow, I'm sure. And let's see how it works out.
Post a picture after you do so. If we see a slight swelling under the eye,
I've already got it.
Take a picture, put it online,
before and after.
Then go talk to her, then take another picture.
So let me tell you guys a story. What happened today? I thought in my head as I was crawling up my deck steps, I was like, "How am I going to explain to the Patreons that I can't go live tonight?" Josh will understand. I don't know about the patrons. So because
there's a hidden story here.
Well, you know about how many
okay.
toys we've got in the garage that I build and things that I half bake. So let's rewind. Is it? What's good, YouTube? It is your boy Thesis, aka Thesis himself from
Scratch.
Now people game son. So about 6 hours, 7 hours. What time is it? It's 10 o'clock. So 6 hours ago, not even 5 hours ago. Are you guys aware what I my whole life have spent a lot of time in metal shops and wood shops. Do you guys know what an eye wash is?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, I know you do. You're union. You have to.
What an eye wash is.
Okay.
No offense, but the union has.
Well,
Hey,
it's got to be OSHA approved 19 out of 10. Most union jobs have eye washes. Electricians don't because you'll die if you mix water in your job. but
a little known fact: I did part-time porn. You might know about that.
Hey, me too. This is
but I did that.
Me and Joe go way back.
So they have an eye wash station.
Shut the fuck up.
On set all the time.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, it's needed. They have an eye wash station.
I get it. I got too much cum in my eye.
So this will give you an idea of Joel's age, because he did porn when it was like, I don't know, a profession, and they had a set. I did porn when it was the first Galaxy 1 and it had a video camera. Hold on.
So were you the pizza delivery man or the milk?
I made my girl an overnight celebrity, and she never even knew it.
And I bet she didn't say thank you because you guys were
because it was expected.
It was expected. She's like, "Hey, bitch, I want to be fucking porn famous," and he's like, "Voila, well, fucking la." Okay, so 4 or 5 hours ago, I'm being me, and I'm like, I bet I can figure out how to do a wheelie up a hill, which is virtually impossible on a four-wheeler. And I'm a dirt biker. I don't like four-wheelers. I just don't. They're fucking stupid. I own 3 of them. So I'm on my son's 110cc four-wheeler that weighs, I don't know, as much as this mod. Any DNA mod, you'll know what I'm talking about. And I am also cheap, and I also am a DIYer. You put those together, you got a lot of dangerous situations. So I've never fixed my son's gas tank. And what I mean by that is China makes a hell of a mod. Let me tell you something about their fucking four-wheelers. That's a different story. So the gas
comes
tank
in a box and you assemble it
and
yourself.
you assemble it yourself. And the gas tank motherfucking cover does this. When I did this, the whole piece of the gas tank fell off, and I hot glued it back together. Make a long story short, is I said, let's go ahead and pop this bitch in the first gear, and at the top of the hill, I'll let the bitch ride down. I'll smash the back brake and then fucking ramp it. It can't be any more different than a dirt bike. I can pull dirt. I could go all the way up from first to fifth gear. And dirt bike, it's the same thing, right? Not even close. So 4 or 5 hours earlier, I do this. And I'm like, okay, worst case scenario, I'm going to fall on my back. All I'm going to do is hold this up because I'm pretty strong. I'll hold this four-wheeler up with one hand. I'll hold the fucking grass with my other hand. Life is good. That's exactly what happened.
He'll just start doing back.
That's exactly what happened.
And then the next thing you know, you drill a hole in your finger.
The next scene was, remember that part I told you I never fixed the gas tank? I had 3.5 gallons. Look at my eye. Do you guys see how red it is still? 3.5 gallons of gasoline pour into my right cornea. Drench my body. Drench my Asmodus Minikin Kodama Boost and drench my fucking coils on my tank. And it made sure that I tested the waterproofness of the iPhone 10. Okay.
Quick question for your thesis.
What's good?
Did this all start with the phrase "hold my beer"?
Let me tell you something. I don't disclose.
It was hold my beer because there's another one on the top of that hill.
The problem is I was by myself, so I told myself, hold your beer. Now let's do this. So I have one hand on the handlebar. My back hits the grass, and I hear a dog bark. That was Ray. Let's mute him.
Dog.
Fuck that dog. I hate that dog. Right. Okay, so
that dog was adorable.
3.5 gallons fill my right cornea. Now, the last time I felt pain this bad was when I had drilled through my finger front and back and then had to reverse it back out. By the time I made it to the deck steps from the hill, I had to crawl up the deck steps. Mind you, I'm in work chaps. Work chaps have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 straps. My shirt is soaked. If you guys ever watched Pirates of the Caribbean, you know that if you take a canoe underwater, you can breathe. And if you take a shirt that's soaked and put it in water, it creates a bubble, does it not? Yes. And it creates a bubble when you go back in the water. I go to take my shirt off, it gets stuck. I begin to pass out because it creates a bubble of nothing but gas fumes. I am now high as fuck, in pain and screaming at this point. I make it to the shower and take a 45-minute Dawn dish soap I wash. I thought that was going to be my explanation for the reason I had to quit YouTube, because I have a disfigured face and I wouldn't be able to see out of the right side of my eye. So I was going to say, patrons, I love you guys so much. I'm out.
No, you don't get to cancel this whole job. All you have to do, turn your face, have the camera over here and be like, what's up, motherfuckers?
I can only look to my left, bitches, with one eye.
I got a question.
This is only side.
You said it'd be the reason you had to quit YouTube because you had a disfigured face. Your face is not disfigured?
Fuck! So
Zing!
So proud.
I want you guys to see the aftermath of this. Look. So this is all that happened. Luckily, you see all the purple and red. It's in my eyebrow here.
Bad.
Thank you.
It's really
Thank
not.
Not from here.
I appreciate
That was
it,
a
man.
good story.
The camera cleans it up a little bit.
Sorry, that shit literally just happened. Like the four-wheeler is still at the bottom of the hill. I swear to God. Afterwards, I'm taking a Patreon picture. Angela said
every time Thesis is alone by himself, he always gets something in his eye.
So let me. God damn it, Josh. I was supposed to stay private. OSHA can't know that we don't have an eye wash in the studio.
Nearby.
Yeah, OSHA would be upset. Although, let me just say something. Let me just say
that's not
that
really an OSHA.
That Thesis is sponsored by IsoTunes and has been for years, but I've never done the video on them.
So, fucking what?
I know. All
right.
Thesis, send me your contract with IsoTunes because I just had to go buy some Beats headsets because I'm not big on the cans over the ears. Like I'm not a fan of them.
No,
so
I agree.
Send IsoTunes. Someone give me a holler. Maybe it'll work.
So IsoTunes has been.
He actually gave me a pair.
Yeah,
and
they're phenomenal.
He told me use them at work. Give them a try. Those things are.
Yeah.
Like on occasion, I wear like full on earplugs. That is way better.
Yeah,
full
blown OSHA approved. So I've been sponsored by IsoTunes since 2015-16, and I've been using their first
2.5 fucking years. You still haven't made a review about this?
No, and I need to. And the biggest reason is because I'm
They're
scared.
Like, God damn it! Can we send him money yet?
Right. And I told him, I'm like, look, hey, like I don't accept the money. Although if you guys want to become a patron, I won't say no to that. But the biggest reason why is because when I was doing a lot of contracting and shit, no, fuck that. I'll just be honest. I love doing landscaping, and I don't know if it's just the Mexican in me, but I just
trimming hedges. Is that what you're saying?
I fucking love trimming hedges. I love cutting grass. I love checking the pH levels of aqua tanks and pools.
So back to that early conversation about the waxing
and the porn. So the Mexican dude with the fucking lips shows up at the fucking pool, and I'm the pool boy. Next thing you know, I'm making 36 cents per view on Pornhub. But none of those points have Josh, you fucked my train of thought up, Joshua.
Choo. I don't know what I did.
Long story short, it's huge shout out to IsoTunes. Because
made a damn good product.
Because this I didn't like that it didn't go over the ear. I now love the fact that it doesn't go over the ear.
If it was just a regular like pop in your earbud, it wouldn't be that great. I don't think.
I have to give
the fact that stays in your fucking ear.
These guys sponsor the
fantastic.
Instagram. Plumsot, PLM, SOTT. I will be giving these headphones away on Patreon. The only reason why I'm not a fan is because I don't like silicon touching my crevices. And when I mean crevices,
I mean believe it. You have no problem with latex. What's wrong with the silicone?
Hey, latex is different. Silicon fucks me up. So you see this part in your earball right here?
Lube it up a little bit, man.
I sweat profusely. Ask Mandy. So here.
You don't even have to ask Mandy. I'll agree.
Ask Josh.
Look, that's why
he always has a fan on.
There's only one reason I want my ears sweating.
Wait, what did he say?
There's only
one reason he wants his ears sweating.
Because he's listening to me?
No.
Oh, shit. Well, hold on. Don't leave me hanging. Why do you want
to
going to
tell us?
Think outside the box.
Think outside the box.
Taco Bell.
Here's
No, you need to think inside the box. That's what you need to be thinking.
Okay,
Inside the box, not outside the
Oh,
box.
you think in it.
Because he's sucking dick with the head, with the legs like this.
Right. There you go.
Oh my.
I tried to give you some love, E-Rock. I said inside the box. And you took it way out to left field.
Oh my God! So me and my brother.
Did you mistake the word box?
I hope my brother's not watching this. So Zados in the chat, real quick. Sorry, bro. Zados in the chat is my brother, and him and I used to send each other some pretty questionable videos. I'll put it that way. This is like before porn was a thing, mind you. I'm an old man. I'm 20-something years old. And
what am I then? Shit, fucking grandpa. I'm 35.
Well, same shit. We're the same age, basically.
That makes me the crypt keeper. Damn.
I'm sorry. You can't. You have to reach a certain level where you can actually say, "Hey, I'm old." Saying you're 28 right after that cancels it out immediately.
Well, no, but hold on. But my brother and I are internet old. We've been building computers since we were 13. Like before the 90s were done, we were taking apart motherboards.
Yeah,
so
I'm old with mechanical pencils too.
Oh my God, you and my brother get along so well. You and his students are like meant to be together. Well, it's true. He loves mechanical pencils. So check this out.
Ticonderoga's only.
Check this out. And he shot to my brother. He just finished rebuilding his dirt bike. We're about to go racing. Oh my God, I'm excited. I'm going to prove him that 2-stroke is better than 4-stroke. Not in the bed, but on dirt bikes.
That's what she said.
So check it out. We used to send each other some pretty fucked up videos. I don't remember where we're going with this. I'm sorry. I take it all back.
All right. So we're talking about the ear cans, right? The earbuds. Yes. I will walk around the house with mine in my ears all day long, and it pisses my girl off to no damn end. Why? Because she stopped talking to me. She didn't know if I was listening to something. It's worked magic for our relationship. She stopped saying shit to me. I get to watch TV shows in fucking privacy. I mean, it's just great, man. Like, they're nothing even playing in them. I just leave them in. She just doesn't talk anymore. Things have gotten so damn good.
Talk to you, just be like, huh? What's up?
Yeah. It has worked miracles for our relationship. So if your relationship is facing any kind of threats or danger, you feel you might be on the rocks, invest in some over-the-ear pods. You'll be great to go.
The long story short is I invented wearing the earbuds in the house. What the fuck was I?
Why didn't you ever tell me about it then? We're supposed to be friends, dude. We're supposed to be like ninja kitties and all this ninja.
For you to
whatever.
Tell him, for you to tell him about that is expected.
He's
not supposed to say thank you.
I'm also blaming headphones in my earballs for my plummet in views on YouTube. So, because I've listened to so much shit that I don't post as much as I should on social medias like Bookface, that I feel like a part of it has to do with blaming headphones. Hold on, I want to get back to this dildo story. So check this shit out. Do you guys?
I didn't know we were talking about dildos.
No.
I remember that conversation. Remember that conversation we were just having a little bit ago about how he is in real life.
How do we go from 4-wheelers to headphones to dildos?
Do you really want to know that path, or
so? Have you guys ever seen? You guys all know.
Actually, it makes perfect sense how he came across that.
Yes.
The whole point is you're taking earbuds and you're putting them into your holes.
Yes. So check this out.
And then his mind is like, speaking of putting things
check
into
this
holes,
shit out.
Dildos.
To make a long story harder. Have you guys know it like 2 girls 1 cup? Top girl
dildos.
Yep. Have you ever heard of the ear bleed? Have you ever heard of the ear bleed? You guys have never heard of the ear bleed?
I don't know if I want to.
Oh, you should be. Do you guys ever watch that human being be killed by a horse? Killed by a horse during sexual intercourse? I don't know why being quiet that makes.
Yeah, I don't know.
Man, I've never been to Mexico before.
So look,
I haven't seen it.
Those are donkey shows. They all survive. Trust me. You ever see the vaginas? They're giant. So check this out. There's a horse video that my brother had sent me where the dude was killed.
Yes.
And the way he was killed was.
I've seen this video.
Yes. And
I've seen it.
It was ripped. He ripped the horse. It fucking ripped his intestines. And dude started bleeding from the goddamn eardrums. And that's where I was getting. So my brother and I sent
What the fuck?
So he doesn't put earbuds in anymore.
Right. Time out. Wait a minute. I'm trying to figure out why I'm still got 1 week left on my 45-day ban from Pornhub. And You've been watching these kind of videos. There's something's not right.
Not to masturbate, you don't need
but we would. Okay, so if you guys
Google Images works great.
So my brother and I used to sell porn in. I shouldn't even say that. I shouldn't say this at all. Matter of fact, I'm gonna say E-Rock. You're a good looking old man. Let me tell you something. You're not old. I will say that you remind me of Dave Schrader mixed with like. Oh, is that the cute? You guys are fucking adorable. Oh, so cute. Oh, you just made me want to get married again.
No.
Again.
I've never been married. I'm saying like today I want
to get married and then again married.
Yes. After me and Josh divorce, man, Mandy, I love you so much.
You ain't taking my man, Mandy.
Hold on. So, just right, you can involve yourself in our marriage as well.
Man, look, I don't do very good with
involve himself in your marriage.
We've had this or that question go on the Vape Stew before, and it was if you would save Twisted 420 or your girl, which one would you save and why?
Ooh.
Yeah, like in the ocean, and I chose my partner, my boy, Twisted 420. That's my dude. You know what I mean? Like I got a ride for him, and everybody has roasted me over there. What the hell? What the hell? And I said, look, guys, I got to remember this. I wasn't her first, and I probably won't be her last. And that's the mindset I take on it.
And you make sure of it.
Yeah. Well, somebody brought up another this or that question that brought up your wives and selling your vape gear last night. And I was like, she's gone because I ain't selling none of my vape gear. And found out immediately after the show, which was about midnight, she says, hey, I got a 20-year high school reunion tomorrow I'm going to be going to. I said, great. Well, what do you want me to wear? She said, you're not going. So hence why I'm being able to hang out with my boy Thesis tonight. So we're good.
Yeah. Well, so let me ask you because I'm in a bit disagreement about the vape gear stuff, because I'll be completely honest with you. I found somebody who would never make me do any of that. Do you hear that?
No, It was if you had to sell your gear and never buy it again, or keep your girl. Not that she made you do it. You had to do one or the other.
Well, that's just it. That's just it. I agree with Thesis. My wife wouldn't.
Not that she made you do it. But you had to do it. Like you're faced.
But that would never happen.
Actually, Ray brings up a good point. That's why I got my girl into vaping, so I don't have to sell my vape gear.
Hold on. Can I just go ahead and show Josh a text message? Can I just go ahead and show you a text message? Look. This is the kind of girl I married. I've had 2 beers.
Unless it's the hammer of God, my friend.
Oh, hey. Monday is a new review. Monday's a new review.
Really?
Yeah. Let's not talk about that because she's watching.
Okay.
She's watching.
Subtle.
Oh, but Josh is the one that did it. He did it, right? Right? Josh, answer the question.
You bet.
See? Yeah, sure. You betcha. Minnesota status.
No.
Josh,
no.
She's fucking watching.
No. Minnesota status.
Yeah.
Stop being that. Oh, the Minnesotan. Yeah. No, we don't talk like that.
Yes. Hold on. You haven't met Manny's family. Yes, they do.
Yes, I have.
They say, "Oh my gosh."
Yeah.
Oh, don't you dare.
Oh, I know. I grew up in fucking Morton.
Next
to Redwood Falls.
It just came out of you.
No, that's how it's
in Morton.
Morton.
If you guys have ever seen Fargo,
how would you ever say the word
Morton?
Oh,
not Morton.
No,
so listen,
Morton.
You ever
Morton.
You guys ever see the Muppets with the Morton? So
point is, it's very close to New Ulm. Pornhub.
Oh yeah, I hear this new thing about Pornhub, and his name's Mr. Just Right, I guess. Yeah. Oh
yeah,
no,
this is a 45-day ban on my creator's account. I'm not very happy.
That's because you can't be abusing people the way you do. I watch it.
Not Chris Modi.
So listen. So night, Christy. Much love, much appreciation. Don't you know?
Ray,
so if you've ever seen the movie,
Ray says he's not into horse videos, so I sent him that.
I don't necessarily know what I'm doing with my life.
RIP to Vaping with Thesis' YouTube channel will be now.
After the horse video, it's officially Gonzo's.
It's not that bad.
They're just kissing. It's snuggling. Yeah. So listen, if you ever seen the movie for the show Fargo, the television series, I swear to God, I want to fucking. It's a great show. I want to hate it. The truth of the matter is this: Mandy's family talks like that. They live 6 hours north of here, of the Twin Cities, not of here, of the Twin Cities. They live closer to the Canadian border and sound thicker than Canadians.
I understand that.
I hate it.
I do agree that there are people that still do talk like that.
Most of them in Minnesota.
However, every person that I've met that is not from Minnesota, and they're like, "Oh, you don't have an accent at all." I'm like, "Yeah, because we don't all talk like that."
Do you know how long it took me to stop saying motorcycle? It's motorcycle. But I had to train myself
about
on
as long as it's taking you to stop saying literally.
Literally.
As you make fun of me and my words irregardless.
Canadian.
The what?
I said I can't say anything because I married a Canadian.
No shit.
Nice.
What is it like sleeping with the enemy?
It's great. Yeah.
It's great. Yeah. Yeah. Oh man. Eh? Let me tell you. Oh, does she talk like that when you guys are having sex? Oh, it feels so good.
Ray.
Hey.
Let me tell you about my Minnesota story real quick. I went up to Minnesota one time and I seen this lady and she says, "You're from Texas," like with a real sassy ass mouth accent. I said, "You're from Minnesota." Boy, she fucking lost it. She flipped these shit out. I was like, "Look, how you think I'm supposed to take it? And I can't get it. Like, what's the problem here?"
Here's the reason why I know that's a lie, because no one in Minnesota loses anything.
No, they're like, I'm going to silently judge you.
Exactly. I'm going to silently judge you impassively
this lady
aggressive.
went ape shit on me. I was like 15 and she went.
She must have been from Wisconsin, bro.
You know how Minnesotan women have sex?
How's that?
Or how they sound during sex?
Huh.
Oh, geez.
Oh, geez. Oh, geez.
Oh, crap. Oh, crap.
Man.
Oh, crap.
Listen, don't.
Y'all just wrote off every woman from Minnesota off my list.
Right?
But I don't want you to stop, but don't feel obligated. Don't feel obligated, please.
Please.
Let me make you a hot dish. Oh, nope, you hit it right there. Tater tot.
Don't be surprised next month when your demographics on your YouTube channel have group.
Oh, bro, that started like in May. So that's just fine. That's just fine.
Actually, yeah, we can turn that scale right now.
Oh.
Duck, duck, goose, or duck, duck, gray
It's
duck.
gray duck. Don't you fucking dare. Don't you fucking dare. Fucking nope. Don't.
That Minnesota just came out of you.
Yeah, that's right. It's better than going in.
No, Ray. No.
It's gray duck,
Gray
motherfucker.
Duck, gray duck.
Oh my God. We just became
course.
husband and husband. Oh,
That's legal. We can
I'm about to put on my eyelashes.
You know, I'm gonna have to go with that duck, gray duck. That sounds
it just
pretty legit.
there's something about it that just it sounds better. And it's because that's fucking what it's supposed to do.
In kindergarten, it was duck. Look at my eyelashes. I was putting on my fake ass.
Race, I'm from Cali.
He
Mr.
is.
Panda.
Oh shit, Panda.
You're wrong.
Panda is wrong.
Gray
Is
duck.
innocent but wrong. It's motherfucking
That's
gray
okay.
duck. I want to know the truth. Let me tell you, I love that you're drinking apple juice off camera. Thank you.
I know.
Because
delicious
this
apple
is
juice.
this is a monetized podcast right now.
I don't believe that. I'm about to say my apologies for drinking on camera, but I don't believe this is going to be monetized, sir. I may get a couple strikes against my channel for the content on this channel.
Well, I mean,
it's either
considering
gonna be the horses, the dildo.
And Mr. Just Right is on here, and he's on the Pornhub list.
I
Yeah,
can't.
I don't even like talking about that. We can just.
Oh, hey, no, I am too. I'm on YouPorn, which is basically a Pornhub list, but for fat guys.
Everybody sent me a message.
Wearing,
How'd you get
are you
banned
wearing
from
those
Pornhub?
lashes during
How'd
it?
you get banned from Pornhub? I was like, why do you want to know? I mean, shit, I don't want to talk about it. Fuck.
Let me ask you a question.
Just be
Let me
like
ask you
it's
a
need to
question.
know basis.
Have you ever
Yes.
seen my videos on YouPorn?
Can we get a source for science?
We can. We absolutely can.
Why?
You have to ask Amanda, but when you ask Amanda, she'll say yeah.
Video
I mean,
one, you'll be like, I kind of always wondered what he looked like. Ugh.
It's straight science.
Video 2 is like, it's big, but it's so shiny. It's so it's distracting.
Each one of them studs is so big.
It's
It's
so-
so shiny.
And then now that the Patreons on the early access have heard the story that they did about the waxing, that's real. That really happened. That's not a joke. I mean, it is now, but it wasn't at the time. I'll tell you what. We had a couple of days of that point where you don't want to go to the doctor because you're embarrassed to be like, hey, what happened? Well, I'll tell you what happened. My wife started waxing me, and all of a sudden this one came out of that hole. It's like giving birth on your testiculars. Good God.
Something tells me that's not actually accurate, but close. But
I'm
not
gonna lie.
Says, I'm unaware of these videos in chat.
Mandy.
Hey, don't worry about it, Mandy. My other half is unaware of the videos too, but she is an overnight superstar. I promise you. I wouldn't be where I'm at today if it wasn't for her.
So do you remember that time we talked about mesh coils versus non-mesh coils?
Yes.
So let's just bring.
What
this
is
up.
mesh coils?
Let me go ahead and just don't want you to touch the top cap of this sub-ohm tank.
Want me to touch?
It's
the
warm, is it not? It's warm. It's warm. Just touch the tip. Just the
Jesus,
tip.
nutsack.
Yeah. I don't know about Jesus.
How many times did you hit that?
It's
like twice.
Enough to get famous on YouPorn. Hey. So
and Mandy has left the chat. No.
Oh, Marty, so Rochester, New York. It's fucking 2-hour difference there. It's 12:25. You're gangster status. On my way. Thank fuck your babies. Boys still on vaping.
What if it's on my way titty fuck your babies?
What on my way titty
titty fuck
now
your
we are
baby.
just demonetized.
Titty fuck your baby.
Everything was cool up until that.
Remove the e's at the end.
On my way, thanks for your
bibs.
boobs. Bibs,
yeah.
Your bibs.
Thanks.
On my way to film your boy.
On my way to film your. That's stupid.
Shit.
It's.
I'm not gonna lie. After all of it that we were just fucking around with, he did it in like a second.
No, he did it like 5 minutes. It was
He's
like
just
5
like,
minutes.
this is what I'm gonna guess it is.
He took the time from where we started.
Yeah, because he actually was like thinking before opening his mouth.
We don't do that. We don't do that. That's not what this podcast is
So
about.
you talked about the heat on mesh coils versus regular coils, right? I just fired that one.
God.
Watch this. Watch.
Jesus, I can smell it from here.
That's like when she orgasms and then you touch it. She's like, oh, don't.
Nice.
You know what I'm talking about? It's the same shit.
That's hot.
It is. That's hot. Say it again. You're from Vegas. You can't have a Boston accent. That's hot.
Yes, Ray Lopez. The mesh that's in the tubes are for the RDA.
Hey. Baby, I love you. Mwah.
Bye, Mandy.
Peace, love, and hair grease.
I don't know why.
Peace, love, and chicken grease.
This, but
hey, I thought I was the only one that said that.
No, I said no. From the pest, from John Leguizamo. Peace, love, and chicken grease.
Peace, love, and hair grease from Soul Train.
Nah, man, that's too much pink and giant curls.
That's where the damn profile logo came from.
Nah.
Yeah.
Oh, motherfucker.
That's
Josh, tell me about these things. Well,
Nice.
It sounds stupid live on fucking
no,
YouTube, you asshole.
that's not the point of this podcast.
It sure is. It sure is. You got to make me look good, buddy.
Jesus Christ.
The family I
have you ever heard of all the things that I'm supposedly supposed to be doing for this guy? I swear to God. Now I also have to add, don't make me look stupid on my list, which overpowers everything else on that
That's
list.
basically, that's
Oh,
just.
you work for Trump?
I will drink some water for that.
God damn.
We just dropped a bunch of shit because of that. Did you hear that? Bam! He said someone just got knocked out because of that statement. Can I just be the first one to say, fuck Trump? However, some of his policies in terms of the Second Amendment. How come there's gun review channels? They're just fine. I can't say the word. I like Trump's Second Amendment rights. That's it. That's all I want to say. Otherwise, everything else suck a dick. Can I say that and not get banned?
What I've come to
let's ask the guy sitting next to you who has.
I just don't go with the whole presidential political thing, man. Because at the end of the day, I can only be accountable for my actions. If I was to take my last breath tomorrow, I'm only accountable for what I've done. I can't be accountable for what nobody else does.
That's more than what the president does. So, congratulations.
And there's a lot of things I don't agree with. Hell, not just in the United States, but across the fucking globe. There's things that ain't right in this world, dude. We can go for hours on that shit. How long do you got for your live stream? Do you want to get deep in the game? We can go deep in the game.
No, look,
thank you so much. Marty just fucking donated $50.
That smoking is good for them.
Who the fuck said that?
Take a
guess.
There
are third world countries that, believe it or not, still tell people they actually think that smoking is good for them.
In other
Yes.
words, they're stuck in the 1940s.
You don't even
American.
depending on where you go, you don't have to go to third world country.
Look,
My fucking endocrinologist told me
I'll
the
tell you
same
right now,
goddamn thing.
Holy
If
shit!
you haven't,
She's like, how long have you been smoking? And I was like, well, I was smoking for about 7 years, and I've been vaping for about, at the time, it was like 6 months. And she's like, you should not be vaping. That stuff will kill you quicker than cigarettes.
Holy
so
shit!
look, if you haven't already followed a project called A Billion Lives,
Yep, absolutely.
they are exposing all the from a world perspective, all the misunderstandings, the lies that have been told. I mean, we think we have problems with flavor bans and stuff, man. It gets crazy once you get out there, brother.
I will say this on the fact of the campaigns to keep vaping from smoking and so forth. I have really lightened up on my push to get people to donate money until somebody can show me where this money has gone. Until the day that we see where this money has gone, I have no reason to push it or force anybody to donate any kind of money to any campaign or anything. What I'd rather you do is be vocal at your voting booth. That doesn't cost you a dime.
Man, what the
So
hell?
as silly as I can be, on a serious note, advocacy is something I do push in Minnesota a lot. What I
Advocate with your voice. Advocate with your actions. Your wallet doesn't
no,
say
it does.
I'm an advocate.
It does.
To an extent.
It does.
When the money is okay, now I'm glad you brought this up, Thessis, because we're gonna friends can agree to disagree.
Yep. And let me just finish.
I want to hear this, please.
So let me give you an example. I've been advocating in Minnesota since 2011, 2012. Not just Minnesota, Wisconsin, North Dakota, South Dakota. I went to Illinois. I'm not a resident of Illinois, and they do require you to be a resident to speak. But I fucking spoke and gave a goddamn fake address. I don't give a fuck. I'll say it now. But I technically advocated in Illinois as well. So with that being said, as silly as I can be on camera, as silly as I can be on Instagram and Snapchat, I'm also very intelligent. I fucking sat there in front of every one of those councils and told them exactly who I was. When I say who I am, I mean as a person, as in vaping, as in what happened to my family, what happened to myself. My grandma's dead because of cigarettes. I believe I am alive. I believe my mom is alive because of vaping. So with that being said, I continued my research. And at the time, nobody was doing any research on the American Heart and Lung Association, on the American Lung Association, American Cancer Society. Turns out that less than 3%, and this is at the time, this is according to 2014 and 2015 records, less than 3% of all donations made to the American Heart and Lung Association went to actual research.
Yes, they went to actual R&D.
Research and development, but more research of cures to these diseases. 3%. So that means 3 cents out of every one of your dollars. The CEO at the time made somewhere upwards of $300,000. $300,000 is what they stopped the, what is that called? It's a public pay grade. So, and that's the American Heart and Lung Association. The American Cancer Society was $700,000 a year for the CEO. I personally inquired about it at the time, and their exact quote back to me was, they have to keep the position attractive. You're trying to tell me that the money that I'm donating is going to research on helping to cure these diseases. Now, mind you, in Minnesota specifically, the number one enemy of vaping has been the American Heart and Lung Association and the American Cancer Society. Those two quote unquote charities are the ones who spend 6 figures on lobbies in the court system, in the courtrooms, and in small municipalities to try to get vaping banned because they're actually profiting off of cancer.
And the main reason that they're huge in Minnesota is because of Mayo.
It is because of the Mayo. Is because of Mayo Clinic. Minnesota has the number one hospital in the United States for oncology. That's the Mayo Clinic. Mayo Clinic started here in fucking Minnesota, in Rochester. What?
Who's the bearded
Bobby? This motherfucker. This Sasquatch.
Hi, Bob.
Bobby, what's good, bro? What up, bitches?
No kids, no wife.
Hold on. Lab work says I've been doing work in the background with David. That's fucking amazing. Holy shit. But to make a long story short, be careful. When I say your wallet matters, I mean your wallet matters in terms of who which charities you're donating towards. So little do most people know that the money they give to the American Heart and Lung Association, the American Cancer Society, that less than 3%, less than 3 cents per one of your dollars actually goes to research and development. Most of it goes to pay for CEOs and advertising. And
it depends.
Okay,
well,
so how many
I'm conflicted with that.
How many advertisement campaigns have we seen for vaping? How many nation broadcast vaping campaign ads have we seen? How much money have we raised?
In comparison to everything that's negative?
Okay, so what bothers me in pushing people to go donate money, and when I say, if you want to advocate, write your politicians, write your senators, your state representatives,
absolutely,
government, write them certified mails so they're required to open it. They're required. If you write something on paper, they have to read it. Why? Because they have to go through there and manually make sure there's no words in there that can be deemed as a threat to that political person or whoever it may be you're writing. When you send an email. When you send an email, it's done via bot. It's done through like your Nightbot system, and it'll kick out anything in there that's bad or direct it where it needs to go. Hence why when we send letters, we all get the same automated reply via email. When you pen write a letter, somebody has to sit there and manually read that. So if you flood your local government office with 1 million pieces of mail articles that somebody has to physically read, they're going to say, what the shit? How come I can't even get in my office today? Well, sir, you had a mail delivery yesterday. What do you mean a mail delivery? Then they have to start going through and they're like, okay, well, something's going on. Be a server, dude, they can say, okay, all these, send them this.
These are send them all here. These send them all there.
What we are fighting currently, the problem we are fighting right now, those who are in the know, veterans, so to speak, are watching stuff like this. The problem is we have the cart before the horse. What that means is you got products being sold that to the regular consumer, they have no clue that there's even a debate. They're like, if it's being sold, it must be legal. They buy it, they vape it, they throw it away. They never even get involved because they don't know that it's even an issue because we put the cart before the horse.
Minnesota's pretty good about IVRM. IVRM in Minnesota.
I got to disagree to an extent. I think everybody's aware of the issue that we have at hand. I believe that a lot of people are aware. Not everybody. I can't speak for everybody, but I believe the majority of the vaping industry is fully aware of what we have at hand here. Okay, it's the ones that are current smokers that don't realize the fight that we're fighting and why we're fighting this fight. Also, I will blame the community. I'm going to blame the community for this here, that we have dropped the ball as a community and standing together as one and being absolutely as vocal as possible. If every single one of us talked to 5 people and those 5 people talked to 4 people and those 4 people talk to 3 people and those 3 people talk to 2 people and say randomly the 2 people they talk to 5 people and that same number demographic work down, you know how many people would be aware of our situation? People are thinking, oh, I'm not going to do that because Thesis does that. I'm not going to do that because Mr. Just Right does that. I'm not going to worry about it because E-Rock's doing that. I'm not going to worry about that because Grimm's doing that. I'm not going to worry about that because Phil's doing that. No, everybody's expecting somebody else to do their job for them. And that's just not in the vape industry. That's in society in general. They're expecting somebody else to get up off their ass and do their job for them.
And
also being vocal and exercising our rights as who we are as human beings. We're granted a voice. You don't have to be a YouTube celebrity or whatever you want to call it, or influencer. You don't have to be that. Everybody has the right to speak up and speak their mind whenever they damn well please about something they care about.
Yeah, and I would say that probably is the biggest issue as far as when you were saying about donating money to people, is if you say, I'm going to give Nas money so he can go advocate. Well, he's still one person.
Right.
Yep.
The reason why we have to do this, I'm telling you, the reason why we have to do exactly like I said, you tell 4 people. I honestly, I've not donated a single dime to, especially when they all started. All the advocacy started because there were so many different organizations.
Bernie Sanders, woo!
Kasaw's free.
I fucking
I did Kasaw. Kasaw's free. I'm just saying I haven't donated money. I've done more effort in talking to people, but the reason why we have to do that is because we all know media is going to focus on the negative side. Oh, some battery blew up in someone's face. So unfortunately, that's what gets thrown into all the cigarette smokers who have no clue what's going on. That's what they hear.
And you actually, funny story about that is that was on TV.
Channel 9.
Not that long ago.
Yep.
But it actually surprised me. They were like, the quick headline was just like, oh, an e-cigarette blew up. And I was like, oh, fucking great. Can't wait to hear this. And as it's playing, and that's all it was. They were just like, well, there was this guy who went to pick up a pizza and you could see him like slapping his pocket, and they said like, well, that's because he had an e-cig in his pocket, and it went off. And it's like, well, my thought is maybe it was a mech mod or something, possibly. I don't know, but they didn't go into that. But that was it. All they did is they showed that little clip of this dude like patting his pocket, and then they went on to the next story. And I was like, in a way, I was kind of surprised. Like, really, that's all that you guys were going to talk about? My biggest issue. I mean, okay,
that's why I did that video. That's
so.
why I did that battery safety video the other day. 9 times out of 10, most of the reasons for venting batteries is a lot of shorts. As people fucking shorten out the batteries. 9 times out of 10, if you can prevent your battery from cracking, your wraps from cracking inside of a mechanical mod that are all metal, brass, god damn it, like the whole fucking industry would be saved if people stopped being stupid. 1 out of 100,000 is good. It's going to vent. That's a chance you have to take, but it's an external issue. You can
tell me this, Thesis, real quick. Do you know how many people are watching your live stream right now?
29.
It's 29 right now.
Okay, how many likes do you have?
27.
27.
So what does that tell you right there? If 2 people can't even get up and hit the like button, and you got 29 views. They can't even. 2 people can't hit the like button. How do you expect to teach themselves about?
There is 29. Two downs.
Okay, 2 downs.
But still, I do agree. How many subscribers did you say you had?
Yeah. Huh?
Like 20,000 something subscribers?
20,727. Yeah.
So if you got 29 people watching, just theoretically, you have 29 people watching, 27 likes. And say you didn't have the other 2 dislikes, which you don't know why that was done. But you can't even get people to hit a like button, period. Whether you even motivate them with a giveaway, we still have a hard time getting them to hit a like button for that. How do we expect them same people to go educate themselves on battery safety, Ohm's law, and so forth? They don't want to do it. And where this all draws into a big picture here. Remember when I told you about the Stig? All they got to do is put it in their mouth, the simplicity of it. They don't have to do anything. We live in a society today of lazy people. They don't want to do anything. Everything is autonomous. Everything is moving to an autonomous phase. Hell, I got to drive Richard's brand new Mercedes the other day. That son of a bitch drove itself back. I just sat behind the wheel. And
let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question about P.S. Let me give a shout out to Richard. He was out of all the reviewers that have become friends with slowly but surely. He's been one of the nicest people I've ever met in the vape industry since the beginning. Not like this is before he started his vape channel when he was just Twisted Child talking about speakers. And I started the vape channel, and he started vaping with Twisted. He was nice then, he was nice in the middle, and he was nice recently. Again, that's not something that I had to pay him for. That's not something that he had to do because he was obligated to. He was just nice. And look at where he's at. Does that make sense? And look at the fuck where he's at. He deserves every bit of success that he gets. But that's besides the point. What I was getting at was, this is actually off of vaping, but in just political stances as well as autonomous and AI stances. Where do you sit when it comes to artificial intelligence in general?
I welcome it, man. Have you seen the intelligence that's out there in society today?
Fuck yeah, it's bullshit. I've got cats and dogs and chickens that are smarter than those motherfuckers. It's the truth.
Oh, I agree.
And I
100% agree with you.
My chickens,
but I've never heard it that way.
Better than most human children.
Goddamn saying.
Yeah.
Look, that's honestly, and it's not just the old in me. It boils down to we become a society where we have, and it's nowadays both parents have to work. It's so easy for the parent just to let a computer or an iPad raise a child. And when you do that, I mean, think about it. Most schools aren't even teaching cursive anymore. How to write cursive. You know, it's what society is perpetuating.
I'm agreeing with you.
Perpetuating.
Well, hold on, but I agree with that.
I don't want to say stupidity, but it is perpetuating cursive, simplicity.
Cursive is not used.
Life level. Yeah, it's not used, but who cares? Oh my God, something wrong with learning.
Well, no. Let me finish my sentence. My sentence was cursive is not used. But the swaying, and this is an old study, 2012, 2013. But cursive is using your hands the way that you do in order to write actually expands your brain more than typing.
Yeah.
But I will
Let me
say
tell you something else about cursive, real quick. Just a quick point, because my 14-year-old son just got custody of him. It's his first year to live with me, and I've learned a whole lot.
Congrats.
He's dyslexic. They make him write in cursive. Why? Because it's the eye-hand coordination of keeping your spot. You don't have to pick the pencil up off the page and lose your spot when you're reading or when you're writing something that's
eyes and teeth.
Right. So he writes in cursive to keep his hand on the paper at all times, so he doesn't have the chance to look up and see something distracting him. I just wanted to share that about cursive.
No, that's actually really fascinating.
That's true. That's what I was
makes
getting
100% sense. Yeah. I like that actually.
And another thing that I want to I want to push back on though is Common Core math. That's how I learn. I learn with Common Core math naturally, meaning when I was a kid, and including now, I was really gifted with physics, and I'm still gifted with physics. Algebra for me.
I'm calling bullshit because you weren't doing physics when you tried to put that four-wheeler up the hill in a wheelie.
So listen, physics and adrenaline rushes are two different scenarios. My other side of my brain takes the fuck over and says, "Hey, I bet I can do this." My other brain, the physics portion, shuts the fuck down and says, "Hey." And the other side of my brain
probably shouldn't do that.
Yeah,
and his other side is like, "Get back in the box."
Exactly. My other side of my brain says, "Get the fuck out of here." That's a good analogy. Fucking stabs the other one. So, but with Common Core math, that's the way I learn. 83 plus 26. I don't look at the 83, 26. I look at 80 plus 20.
Yeah.
And then estimate the rest.
And
hold on. And in physics, once you get that, it's a second half. That's what Common Core is about. Is the estimation, guesstimation. That once you understand the basic Common Core, is when you can addition or the rest. That's the most basic principle of it. And I've been learning that way as an ADHD person. Am I or not ADHD? I am. You know this from experience. Don't look at the camera like that.
I am totally looking at the camera.
Looking at the camera scared. Like, I wonder if the physics side is talking or the other side talking.
I'm waiting for him to go back to dildos. So
I'm all for different ways of teaching kids to understand the concept. I only have a problem when you take something that's normally a 4-step process and you turn it into a 16-step process.
My brain works in the 16-step.
There's a reason why the 16-step process can be good sometimes, because in a 4-step process, you're only granted 4 chances to indicate your mistake. In a 16-step process, you're granted 16 chances to indicate when your brain to register, okay, I fucked up somewhere because this didn't come out right. So you go back and start over. And you say, well, damn, why do I got 16 more steps to go through? If you have 4 steps, you only have 4 chances to correct yourself. If you have 16 steps, you have 16 chances to catch it and correct yourself.
And that's why I excel at Common Core, because Common Core, it breaks it down into the point where, and Mandy and I disagree on this. Mandy is very much so. Yeah, and
I'm not a big Common Core,
but you're also much more logical than I am.
I am extremely logical.
Yeah.
If I know it's 83 and it's 26, I do similar with that math where it's 80 plus 20, but then you also add in 3 and 6.
Me too.
That's 109.
But that's
how hard is that to guess?
That's the principle of Common Core.
I get that.
Yeah.
But I mean, if this is number A and this is number B, you take those two and you put them together. And I guess, in my opinion,
Common Core
however you get to it.
So instead of the
whatever,
1 plus 1 or A plus B, it becomes 80 plus 20 plus this plus this. So you're adding more.
Obviously depends on the number.
And the person.
I can understand that.
And the person,
and we're trying to generalize learning for anybody's brain when we're basing it on everybody's brain. I get it. It's not an easy process. I'm just saying,
teachers have a hard
however
time.
you get to that end result should still be okay.
That's why teachers deserve a bigger fucking paycheck.
I just don't understand that. I don't understand why. Like, I've seen examples. My nieces have been doing Common Core math, and it's like similar. You know, maybe it's an 83 plus 26, and it's like, well, Common Core, what is it? And they're like, well, it's at least 100. Correct. No, just
that's not.
What is the number? It's 109. Get to the fucking end result.
That's just bad. That's just bad math.
Agreed.
Yeah, that's just bad math.
Little education. You ready?
Go for it.
Common Core math, Common Core English was something that was actually pushed by the Bill Gates Foundation. Unfortunately, where I think it has failed, it was actually pushed out to schools. Hey, if you push this out and use it, we'll donate money. No actual educator had true input into this system.
Right. Because
all
they
the
also
money
weren't taught
instead
in
of
Common Core
actually
math. They
teaching.
didn't know what the fuck they were teaching. Yeah.
But no, I'm saying the actual design of the program, the actual educators that tried to help design it weren't given any final say, so it was just pushed out.
Right.
So
This
yes,
is
it works
our
for
this is our
ADHD. The regular method works for a lot of other people. I just think, unfortunately, they just pushed it out. Too many schools took it because it got money, and next thing you know, it became a big thing. And he's right. 16 steps gives you more chances to figure out what went wrong. I just think it needs a little bit of work. That's all.
Well, everything needs refinement. I mean, Mr. Just Fred will tell you right now that his RDA he probably thinks needs to be refined.
No, I don't. I disagree with you on that one.
I'm sorry.
The stamp on it, man. It's got the Just Right stamp of approval. That's what the logo is.
Bobby's
the
waving
best
his
of
arms.
our whole conversation there was every once in a while Bob's face would pop into the screen and he's just smiling and staring.
Bobby, I want to hear your thoughts. You've got 19 kids and shit.
Well, my oldest son's 8. He loves math.
His oldest son is 8. He's got 19 other kids. Ask me how that worked. Or 18 other kids.
Maybe there's some triplets. Okay.
He's got some powerful ass sperm. He jerks off and there's a kid there Tuesday. That's how it works.
He's just FaceTimed me like 3 days after Christmas, and my entire family was here. So there's 11 kids running around the house.
And they were all his. And he literally jerked off today. There will be a child there Tuesday. That's how it works.
Super sperm.
Superman sperm.
Jesus, I can't wait to go.
Both the boys love school. Grayson doesn't know what math is at all. But Xander's too smart for himself. He's so smart he like overthinks things and then makes himself feel dumb.
That's my oldest. Yeah,
you know, I can actually understand that
but
too.
Get to a
I
point.
do that during work too, where it's like I know that this is the right answer, and then I do it, and then I'm like, "Fuck, was that actually the right thing?"
E equals I.
Of course, but
that's all you have to remember.
What?
E equals I times R. That's all you have to remember.
I think you're missing about 11 other options.
Yes.
14 steps we're missing.
That's all.
This is all you got to worry about, right up until you die from electrocution. Whatever.
Here's a simple process.
Yep.
Don't
touch it.
There's an ABC guy died 2 months ago from electrocution,
and it's now depressing.
No,
you
know better.
It's information. Electricity is dangerous. You need to know what the fuck you're doing or get the fuck away from it.
And that is why
that's coming from the words from the mouth of an electrician.
And that is why, God damn it, people who aren't liking this fucking video need to like it and learn Ohm's law. Learn Ohm's law. End of sentence.
There's nothing wrong with being afraid. I'm afraid of going to work every day, and that is important to be doing. I work construction and I work with a dangerous
element.
Shit.
Yeah.
I work with fucking electricity. That shit is dangerous as fuck. However, if you respect it and you treat it safely, you have a lot better chance of surviving. Same exact thing with vaping. You treat it safely and you know what you're doing, or figure out what you need to be doing. If you do it safely and treat it with respect, you will have just fine.
Go to a Votech and become an underwater welder. Fuck yourself.
So you asked me about how I felt about the autonomous AI and artificial intelligence and so forth.
Yes. Yep.
Little insight to myself. What I do for a living, I write safety programs in the oil and gas industry that are downhole measurements all the way to surface pipeline and so forth. And what I do is I try to eliminate the human error from the catastrophes that happen at hand. What I do for a living is a very, very dangerous job. There's people die every day.
The human writing out human error.
Yes.
Keep going.
Yeah. And what I do is I want to make it to where multiple parameters have to be met or are being seen, that no matter what a human does to say, hey, we need to shut this off. What'd you say? Don't do that on time. That's like speaking Spanish in a room full of white people, man. You can't do that.
I said laugh
shit because I didn't laugh with him.
That was way funnier than he gave it respect for. Keep going.
I'll laugh when it's funny. Anyway, continue.
But anyway, what I do is I want to see multiple parameters that even if a human says no, that's okay, that the AI knows that no, it's beyond our physical or the design capabilities. This will not work no matter what.
In other words, you're not setting 140 amps through a 1/8 gauge piece of sheet metal. I've
guess
done that, by the way.
I'm not pretty sure what those kind of numbers are, but I can tell you about PSI, pressure per pounds per square inch, and so forth.
I can tell you about welding numbers, and I'll tell you what.
Those numbers are bad.
You want to put 80 amps through a piece of 1/8 inch gauge steel sheet metal. You just don't. I've done it.
That's why I welcome artificial intelligence. You know, an automation technician is to automate things, to automate anything we can possibly get our hands on. Why? Because it removes human error.
If you remove human error and also put at 100% automation, you also lose literally billions of jobs. And I say billions because it's billions of people on the planet working on.
How often do you have to update your iPhone or your Android phone?
Constantly. So listen.
Okay. So what happens is people say the jobs are lost with automation. No, go to Walmart. How many of them automated teller machines are open all the time? There's always something fucked up. Somebody
no matter what your job is, I someday will be out of work because of automation or because of AI or something.
No, look.
Every job can be. Anyone who works in the coal industry is going to be facing that same issue because they are going to not have jobs as well.
You have super soft legs.
We as humans will have to adapt. That's what
what I'm saying is you have to start taking a socialist approach because not everybody's going to have a job. What happens when Tesla perfects the driving car, the self-driving car?
I think we're okay on that level.
We won't be.
Tesla's been kind of driving himself down.
Tesla's gone skyrocketed. Just
recently,
even after the Joe Rogan podcast, absolutely, it's skyrocketed.
Right.
So what I'm saying is,
look at it this way. Now you talk about people being out of jobs. There's unemployed people out there right now. There's jobs that need to be filled. Those unemployed people refuse to go fill them jobs.
At Dairy Queen. Dairy Queen and McDonald's. Yeah, I wouldn't.
No, there's jobs all across. There's somebody somewhere that needs something done. They're willing to pay that.
If you live in the Minnesota, Minneapolis area, the electricians are looking for work too.
I've got
are we still looking for work over the past year? There are still jobs that need to be filled. I do agree with that.
I've got a full-blown engineering degree. I would not, not yours.
No, sorry.
But I'm being honest. I've been honest. And I would not fucking take a $6-something an hour job at Dairy Queen. God damn it! At one point, I was making $23 an hour audio engineering at different studios. Like,
okay, you know what that comes into play? Pride comes into play. And what happens is, you know what that means? Artificial intelligence is a program of pride. Pride is set aside. It doesn't say I'm worth this. I demand this. I need this. Artificial.
That also being said, I hope you're not going to take a Dairy Queen job for $650 because that's illegal.
I also spent 65,000. I'm not proud about the second half of this statement. $65,000 in college twice. So I'm also really in debt in college. So.
No, I'll put you this way. I've done.
Oh shit! Grim fucking Dino, Black China. Black China is here,
motherfucker.
Black China.
So actually, I do have a quick question. Rob, is Rob sitting on the couch and then Ray's like at the computer desk?
That's because he hasn't come over in a long time.
What the fuck, Grim Dino? Why have you not got? You live
he's
right
like
by Ray.
Josh and Nas aren't coming over. Fuck Ray.
What the Grim Dino? What the fuck, bro?
Son of a bitch.
He knows I'm moving and he doesn't want to have to help.
So that being said, let's not wait. When are you moving?
Not next week and the weekend after.
Let's not go to Vegas next weekend.
Mandy is insinuating sexual intercourse. I can't stay on any longer.
Thank God it's her.
Ray, are you the one that's here in Vegas that makes the corals?
Yes, he is.
Yes, he is.
Okay.
Let me know.
Speaking of gainful employment opportunities, Ray, that's a gainful employment opportunity right there. I charge double.
I'll pay you $6.50 an hour.
I'll put on ceramic and some springs, and we'll charge that bitch $30. $30 a piece.
But sir, if anybody in the Vegas area needs any, like Chucky knows, he's got like a bag of my coils at home somewhere.
I've got a bunch of sexier coils.
Yeah, I know. You gotta giving them out.
Here's a bag right here.
And giving out your sack, Jesus.
Here's another bag.
I think I remember leaving Ray's house with a sack of coils about that big. Yeah.
Yeah, you had to send the guys home with some goodies. I mean, come on.
And yes. All right. So let me give a huge shout out. Let me give a huge shout out to the Patreons real quick. Each and every one of the Patreons, you guys are the ones who make this possible for me. You guys are the ones who are literally allowing me to shut up, patron. So each and every one of you guys are allowing me to fucking raise my children and do this as a fucking living, except for Ray, because Ray is by far and away one of the greatest people on the planet. So when I say shut up to you, all I meant was shut up until
I know. It's okay. You owe me a hug.
I think he owes you more than that.
Hey, I was gonna say I showed up at your house.
A new peep show.
I was in boxers at your house.
I love them lucha libre underwear, dude.
I wear boxer briefs. I wear the tight ass boxers in the house you're in right now. Just think.
I got a visual.
Yeah. Oh, trust me. We got a visual too.
I have a picture.
It was a lot worse.
I have a camouflage picture of Josh, who he was sitting he was laying in a blow up mattress, and I woke up and he was rolled up in the exact same sheet pattern. And I swear to God, it was you ever see those movies where it's like a dude all covered in coal and he's hiding in a coal mine? It's like boo, aka Zoolander. That was him. It was most. Can I bring it up? Can I show it?
I don't give a shit.
Yeah, you should show it.
I mean, I remember sleeping on the mattress.
That's right here. It's right here. It's some ECC footage. Ray, I want you to talk about stuff for a second.
Stuff, okay. No, like I was saying, if you guys think that this is all a show, like the way Thesis is right now, no. He's real. That's the way he is, and we still love him.
Half the
No
time,
matter
we
love him.
still love him.
Half the time,
Mostly.
you just gotta walk out of the room.
Damn! Look at that butt.
Focus. ADHD.
Oh,
ADHD.
Yeah.
I still have no idea what picture you were talking about.
oh, just wait. It's here. Oh, we're so cute, bro. Cute. That's Big Doc with Lethal.
Fucking.
There's a specific picture of Joshua. Oh my God, I can't find it. I have it saved in my phone though.
Thank God.
He was looking for a focus picture.
What the fuck did he just say?
What?
He said post it to Instagram so everybody sees it. You can go find it on your Instagram page.
Oh, Mr. Just Right, give yourself a shout out. What is your social media?
Social media is Vaping with Mr. Just Right One. YouTube is Mr. Just, or that's Instagram, Mr. Just Right One. YouTube is Vaping with Mr. Just Right One. The profile, Mesh, RDA, myself and Wolfo collaboration. If you haven't heard about it, go pick it up, look at it, think about it. Give me your feedback. I welcome any and all feedback, good, bad, ugly, or not. I'm not one that's going to jump up and go run and defend it. Like, oh, you got to build it like this, or you're supposed to do it like this. No, I'm very confident in the product I put out, and know that it's doing very well right now. Thank everybody in the community. I'm going to sign off like I always sign off, because I got one sign off like I always got to do it. If at any given point in time you've ever felt like you're not a somebody, I want you to know that you are a somebody in somebody's eyes, and that somebody is me. I absolutely love each and every single one of you. Stay blessed, stay focused. I'm out.
The only thing I can say to that is I'll get naked for you. I promise.
He will.
I will.
He'll just get naked.
Oh, there it is. I found the fucking picture. All right. Let's see. So this is Josh in Ray's bed.
Super confused.
This is Joshua.
Oh, my shit restarted.
In Ray's bed, right there. In camouflage.
Hey, not my fault that the fitted sheet and the top sheet was the same color.
Look at his arms. He's so fabulous. He is so fabulous right there.
Oh, that's my favorite way to sleep with your arms
That's
up.
hilarious.
Fantastic.
Thesis, thank you for having me, brother. I appreciate you, man.
Dude,
and
it
thank
was
you for
great
being
to
on.
have
dog.
you on
Like,
here.
that shit means the world to me.
Hey, peace,
Anytime.
brother.
I mean that.
Peace.
E-Rock, be good. All you Patreons, thank y'all for supporting Thesis. That's mad respect.
Much
I
appreciated.
appreciate every one of y'all. Thank y'all.
Can you hold the camera for a second, John?
Oh, I'll hold your camera.
Thank you. All right, mother truckers. Now with that was a 2 hour and 4 minute fucking live stream. The only reason why I know it is because we were the first time ever on time.
We were actually.
Yeah, it's the first time. Even ever I see. Bobby, thank you for showing up. Each and every one of y'all these kids. All right. Bet yourself case, mother truckers. Now, with that being said, I want to tell you that I appreciate y'all vaping with Thesis. It is your boy Thesis and Josh. We're out.